I'm just, woo! What a beautiful day it is to be alive, man. 57 Chevy, Heinz 57 varieties, ice cream. 57, baby. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. God bless everybody for jumping on into the live. Let's get that lemon into the water. Let's stay with the health first, even though because you get carried away with the gains. You got gained. Guys, I'm sick with gainsitis, all right? I can't. I'm coughing all over everybody. It's contagious. Everyone I know has got it. Everyone I know has got gainsitis. My wife, her account's up. My buddy's account's up. Your accounts are up. Sean's account's up. Jamie's account's up. Lifer Adams' account's. Everybody I know, Jamal, his account's up. Jennifer, her account is up. Everybody's got gainitis. We're sick. We're all sick with gainitis here. We hit 57,000 one more time for Bitcoin. Get that lemon into the water. Let's get that music back up and running. And shout out to everybody here. I want to keep us calm, as excited as I get. I want to keep us calm, and level-headed as we head in to the most amazing time in our lives. And a lot of people just buying up Bitcoin and Ethereum, getting big buys here at 57,000. Eventually, the outflows of the GBTC could not handle the inflows of the ETF. And that was just something that made sense by the daily, momentum indicators. All right. My indicators say 58,000 is a coming today and possibly 60K. I'm going to explain what I see happening in the charts. It's not going to take long. Bitcoin's not going to take us hours today. So there was a beautiful trade here, and boom, it boomed up to the upside. I sold because it was awesome. All right. This is the trade we were looking at last night. I actually got in here in this flag. If you remember last night, I took the flag right here, and I said, why? Because I said, well, we've won so many. Why not? It was low on the 7-minute, low on the 15. The 1 hour even had some incentive here to get a bit. Even the 1 hour was pinned, but I traded the 15-minute. The 15-minute just looked so beautiful to me last night. When I woke up this morning, we were right here starting to come back down. I did not get to sell the peak. I sold about 57,278 area, and then we would come back down. I would make a scalp trade that I would lose. Then I would get back into another trade. So right now I'm basically woke up to one gain, lost a little bit, and now I'm looking at my next trade, which is a retest here to the upside. I like what this 15 minutes doing, and I like what the 1 hour. The 1 hour is suggesting a big move is coming to the upside. And the 1 hour says we can get all the way to 60,000. The 1 hour could take us to 60,000, 600. So again, whenever I've made these ridiculously long calls, a lot of times they don't make any sense. Like I'm always like, nah, that doesn't make sense logically. But I was having a one-on-one with someone yesterday, and I said, the logic doesn't make sense. You don't get into the logic. Logic has no place here. I mean, it has place in data. When you look at the logic as data, like, oh, how many times, when these moving averages are tight, we tend to get a move. And remember, the 1 hour moving averages got very tight. I spoke about this. I said, man, that tells me something is brewing. We're able to call this move to the upside as well for Bitcoin. It's just been a beautiful time to be alive, to be honest. And if you just trade above the 200 SMA, the same type of things, the flags, the same ideas that we go over and over again. If you watch my channel this weekend while I was traveling in Miami, I made this long idea of why I believe we were going to go up because I kind of zoomed out and I looked at the bigger time frame. So let's take a look at, and I'm going to talk about why I got into Solana too as well. We're going to break that down. But let's look at like BTC spot. And if you remember correctly, I'm sitting here and we're looking at this idea that we have this previous support of resistance. The weekly was in a good spot, and the daily started to make this flag. And I'm sure other people made the flag, but I made the flag. I didn't look at anybody else's stuff. I was traveling. I didn't even have the time. I was with my family at the beach. I wanted to get as much time away from the computer. So when I was at the computer, I did my analysis, and I saw this, and this tells me that Bitcoin's going to 63,000. That's what the length of the pole, that's just what that, and we've seen this many, many times. It's a bull flag. A bull flag to the upside. And then if you remember correctly, I also drew this big idea here. And someone was like, well, why do you think that? And I was like, it looks like Bitcoin's breaking out, And they were like, well, why wouldn't you put it up there? And I'll be honest, why? Because number one, it's usually this is the type of angle. I know you don't believe me, but this is like, you'll find a reoccurring angle, that 45, 40 to 50 degree angle really a lot. And once you break out and you make a flag outside, it's a very bullish sign, And look at that weekly. I mean, the weekly is just absolutely out of control. Another bullish weekly. We also went over the weekly over and over again for Bitcoin. And that's what we'll do too. just to kind of give us a breather here, but 56,129 for BTC. And so I'm in another trade right now, going for the monster move here to the upside. We're up 9%, you know, on 400. This is another big trade that we're going for. I don't see why we can't get to the upside and squeeze the masses here. And we got the orders again. And I just keep going into big red, right? I just don't trade against big red. When I see big red below me and it's really big, I don't open longs. And if I see big red up here, I don't open shorts. And so I trade into the red. And it's that simple here for BOOKMAP. I'm looking at the liquidity. I'm waiting, you know, and whenever I see more liquidity to the upside, I know it's not a good idea to go against this guy. Whoever this big order is gets his order filled a lot on BOOKMAP. See what's happening behind the candlesticks. Get the order flow. You can even see intricate order flow here, like 57.2 is an order we're likely going to hit first. That's just the biggest order I see right now. And then we could get dragged into 57.5. I don't see another deep red there. And we can move through the order book here. We also have cumulative volume delta at a very low area, 139. Not going to get into the thousands on a positive tip. So I like what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin. I like the curvature on the 15-minute stochastics RSI. I like them here where we are here on the Stokes in the 1 hour time frame. As we reset, we've gone to the upside. Very bullish sign for Bitcoin that there's going to be a pretty big move up. I'm still long. You can see why. Up 10% already in the trade. All right. Only time will tell, but you can get a gist of what I'm doing here. All right. You can even see here there's a bit of an incentive there for there's like a, you know, some type of a pattern there too as well, but I see this bigger pattern at play. Everywhere you can see while I'm bullish, Bitcoin at 57,220 banging to the upside. The trade is continuing to boom. All right. Hey, Sam, God bless you and your family. Can you check EGLD? Short, mid, long, please. I'm all in. Let's celebrate their first super chat on a live stream. Shout out to Ermin Derviviek. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate it. So I'm already bending along. I've expressed that to my trading group. If you woke up this morning in my trading group, you already basically got the idea that I was in a long, and I explained exactly why I was going for the gusto today on the morning, right? So let me zoom back in here, is not to keep you confused. So yeah, we're in this like kind of consolidative pattern here now on the 1 minute. Taking this bigger trade, which would take the length of this area here. Can't even get this whole, I wouldn't be surprised if you got that whole length, but conservatively, even just this area here, I take wick to wick. That's just telling me that we can get all the way to 59,000 to 50. 60K is on the board, man. 60,800 is my target. Because once you spill the 60K, you will usually push even further to the upside. All right. Morning, Jesus Christ. Amen. Dogecoin TA, please, on the weekly and the monthly, if possible. Celebrate the 10th super chat on a live. Shout out to Rebel Darkside. Thank you so much for being here. Or is it Rabbi Darkside? I don't even know. There was a rapper called Rabbi Darkside now that you're actually making me remember that from back in the day. So I'm long. You can see why I'm long. And there's, you know, now we have resistance. Bitcoin must break back above 57,120. You know, what is it? Let's see here. Local 57,300 to remain bullish. But look, we got a lot of orders right here to crush 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lay them up so we can knock them down here on BOOKMAP. I'm bullish for a move to the upside. More short squeeze coming. 15-minute time frame. Looks nice to me. Looks like another flag out this flag pump. We made another flag. Consolidated above 56,600, 700 area. And so I'm bullish for Bitcoin for a short squeeze here. Stochastics turning. MACD turning. All of the things that I go for on a regular basis, right? Whether it was Bitcoin or any coin. They all tell me that a move is coming. Whether a move comes or not, I don't know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. All right. My probabilities are my probabilities say like 80% chance Bitcoin's about to rip. 20% chance it doesn't. Well, we will find out. All right. The tie is flawed. Thank you so much. Bang, bang, bang. Doubled my XRP. Macro 786 is at 57777 as well, man. Amazing, right? Where to start the relationship with God. Final wisdom bites. I mean, I don't like to be the end all of that. Like, I never considered myself a pastor. Maybe I'm a spiritualist, but so I start my relationship with God in nature, man. I really do. I go into nature, I be alone with nature, and that's where I connect to the Creator, and that's where I feel at home. And so I believe even the beach, looking out over the water, just being somewhere where, you're not around all the technology, you put the technology away, the advertisements away, and you're really just, and even the music for a second if you can, and you really just listen to the wind, man. You listen to the breeze. You listen to your soul speak, Nature is the source, amen. Shout out to Crypto Cash in the game. Whenever I'm lost, whenever things don't make sense, whenever, even today, like, things are getting crazy, right? Exorbitant amount of money, like Bitcoin is booming. Our portfolios are up. Most everybody here whose portfolio is up amazing. Put a 333 if you've made a good amount of money, and you just can't believe it. A bunch of your coins are up. Things are going well. Put a 333 in the comment section if you are banging on them to the upside here and you can't believe it. All right. Shout out to everybody here. Look, a lot of people. See, look at that. Up some, says Jennifer Moffitt. I guess we'll get you one day to be up huge. Only a matter of time. Hang in there, Jennifer. Shout out to Giggy Sinclair. Shout out to Scar Sizzle. Shout out to the Double M, Hunches, Liberation Through Finance, Cresco Crypto Rooster. Shout out to Jason Gillespie. Mos Def was one of the most entertaining rappers when he started, and to this day, his enlightenment to the Mos Def is the man. Shout out to Jay Soul. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Jana Borison. Wow, so many people up nearly 10K in 2 weeks. Took a gamble last night and hit big. Still going strong. My life has changed so much because of the group. Jamal Antonio, we love you, man. Can you break down and explain order books, specifically TIN, please? I mean, I honestly don't even really need to trade order books. I just trade my system. My system tells me what's going to happen before an order book. But I mean, if you really want to look at order blocks, you can just look at the VRVP. Like, now that Bitcoin's above this point of control, now if we break 56.5, the party's over. We're going to the downside, and we'll probably come down to the 200 SMA on the 15-minute, which will be 53, or we'll hit this area here at 54.5, right? So we already know what's going to happen. If we can't get back above this area, we'll roll over. 57,300 is our main resistance right now, because that's our it's a key area of, we got to break through that. We break through that, we're likely to get to that 58, and then 58.5 psychologically, and continue to move up to the bigger targets, right? So even though, it looks bullish and everything looks great to me, it's only an assumption on probability, right? Nothing is guaranteed in trading. Remember that. My Maxi are backed by my Uniswap account is insane. My MetaMask really did not expect this one. It's pretty crazy, right? Most of my field is in AVAX. Can also go up. I actually have a pretty big position in AVAX. I made recently. I looked at the $30 level, $39 level, and I just said, this is like, it's pretty much its next bottom for its next bigger move. And it looked like accumulation to me. And I'm going to talk about AVAX in a second. I see it making a pretty big move. It looks to me like it could possibly even 10x from there. But that's the only thing. I think that's about it that we can get out of AVAX is about a 10x. I don't know if it's going to do any more than that. And I could be wrong, but like a $400 AVAX, right, from 39 where we're at. Anyone think AVAX could go big? You think AVAX could get bigger than that? I just don't see. So I'm going to ask you guys a poll question today, just for fun. Again, just answer it for fun. Again, we all know we know nothing but the fact of our own ignorance, right? As we teach every day here. So it is counterproductive, maybe. But does Bitcoin go over 60K today? Start a poll. Just want to see how many people think it can or not. The charts convey that it will, but again, who knows? We really got to break through this. We break through this resistance here. The short squeeze is on. The stochastics RSA here on this 15-minute suggests that a short squeeze is on. We do have a bearish divergence now on the 15-minute. As this swings down, this swings up, tells us that we'd have to break through support now. Resistance. So it's really key in the next, half an hour to an hour or even in the next 10 minutes, it would be nicer that we just skyrocket through this resistance here that we have It's even at like 57,370, we'll call it, on the 15-minute. So let's see if we can do this $100 move, punch through. Otherwise, this could be some, we would roll over. We would lose this point of control. And then if we do that, we're coming through this gap of the VRVP back down. All right. So I'm a bullish guy, right? You're like, why is he talking bearish? Why is he talking about a dumping if he's in a long? He's like, because I'm a chess player. And when you play chess, you don't tell yourself every single one move. You don't look at the guy and like, he's going to move his horse. Yeah, I'm done. That's like me saying no. I look at all the things that could or could not happen, and we go from there. And we have to know that I'm not always right. And you have to remind yourself that you could be wrong. That's what a stop is for. See, people that are always right, they don't use stop losses. They may hit it big here and there, but eventually they get banged out. Living like chess. Look at this guy. His name is Living Like Chess, and he's like, I play chess. Rook and move, dude. Rook and move. Did AVAX network go down the other day? Players don't say horse. Funny. Players don't say horse. Interesting. Fa, right? They call the knight, right? They call it the knight. Players call it the knight. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Amen. The 5 Ps. 6K after hours. Yeah, kind of those quick. After yesterday, bone out of control move, I wouldn't doubt it doesn't, especially on a Tuesday. Looking forward to the class on Saturday. Anyone worried about Bitcoin being overbought too quickly and having a blow-off top sooner than expected due to these ETF daily purchases? It is looking like it's blowing up a little too fast for me personally. But we're going to talk about key levels in a second for Bitcoin. So right now, we're watching this 15-minute. Bitcoin kind of getting ready. I don't see a massive move, crazy up or down at the moment. We'd like to see a pump, but right now, I think we can move on to the bigger time frame for Bitcoin, right? So I hear there's a little fear in people, right? They're like, what's going on for Bitcoin? Like, well, let's look at our key levels to pay attention to. It clearly broke above a resistance here at 52,000. You can even call it 53K at this point. So we have supported 53. So even if we hang out for a while, and honestly, I'll tell you what, I study the way charts move over time, and tight moving averages, we were if you were one of my students and you took one of my courses, or you were sitting with me on a one-on-one and we were back here, I was saying we can't start to move until the weekly gets close again. When the weekly gets close, that's the beginning of a pretty good rally. The only thing is, I agree here, I'd like it if the weekly would have stayed close for a little bit of a longer time. See that? We only got close and then we jumbled up pretty fast. We did get a golden cross right here on the weekly though. If you go back in time, the moving averages do like to get pretty close. But here we came up. They just got jumbled up. We got the golden cross. We didn't have to get a golden cross, but that would have been somewhat of it. And we started a massive rally. You have to remember, the whole world is struggling with inflation. And every time they see their buddy, someone that doesn't buy Bitcoin, and then weeks later, right now, if you didn't buy Bitcoin and you lived in one of these countries, Venezuela, Argentina, someone knows a friend of a friend that's got more money than they do, and they're going to ask why, and he's going to be like, well, I sold everything for Bitcoin. And now he could sell off his Bitcoin, and he's in such a better place. And I think, word of mouth travels, man. And people start to figure things out. And Moore's Law, too, anything digital begins to grow, and Bitcoin is digital. The one thing I would heed is that we're away from this 21-day moving average. As a cautious trader, you'd want to see some kind of sideways price action for a while, 4 or 5 weeks at least, for us to get our next move on out. It would be really nice. If this just keeps piling out, yeah, eventually a bigger drop is coming. You can't keep going up without coming down. But it is a very scarce asset that's getting pressed. I keep telling this. There's supply shock. I kept saying this over and over again. Look at my thumbnails. I kept screaming supply shock. They're taking off the exchange. People that own it aren't selling it. It is the scarcest asset in the world by human. Everything else we can replenish by somewhat. We can go and find more. It's scarce, but we are, this we know exactly that we can't get it. It's a fact. Gold, we know we may get more. We don't know, it's a scarce asset, but it's not finite at the moment. Bitcoin is exactly finite. We know exactly what we can and we cannot get for Bitcoin, period. You have to understand these concepts, really. I go over this every day. The fiat currency graveyard, a history of money. everyone's like, what's happening to Bitcoin? No, what's happening to the monetary policy that they continue to use over and over again? That's detrimental to the health of your finances over time. They printed so many of these $1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. This is what they'll do eventually. You know, you have $1,000 bill, $1,000 US dollar bill. All right. Michael Saylor bought more too. You know what I mean? It's getting crazy. So, I mean, I position myself, always wish, you know, these are sad days for me. You're like, why? Nothing's a sad day. It's always a great day. But these are days where I really think back really hard because Bitcoin is getting out of reach. Even for me now, I buy 10%, you know, 5,700 just for 0.1 now. Cost almost $6,000 just to buy 0.1 Bitcoin. I mean, this is the world we live in. And if you can see the first error, we're going up to 58,000, says BOOKMAP. And BOOKMAP's Big Red, whoever Big Red is, has been like, if you just traded to Big Red for the last 6, 7, 8 days, we've been fine. All right. 60K will create tremendous FOMO for the money. Yeah, retail, everyone keeps thinking this is retail. I really feel like retail has not poured in yet, everybody. This is institutional, VC, and guys like you and me watching, and guys and girls like you and me, and ladies and gents watching the market in a, you know. Look up Venezuela inflation rates. Yeah, they're horrible. Believe me, my sister's boyfriend from Argentina, we talked about it all week in Miami about inflation and what was going on in these different countries. All right. 54 days till the halving for Bitcoin. People think it's priced in already. The halving doesn't get priced in. Honestly, usually the frenzy for the money, because people realize how scarce it gets once the miners really start putting out less Bitcoin. Once the exchanges, because the miners are selling a lot of Bitcoin to the market. They have to. This produces the incentive for liquidity. And this helps the market. When they get less Bitcoin, they're going to sell less, creating more scarcity. They're incentivized to sell less because they can now control the scarcity a little more, because if they sell a lot, right, thus driving the price back to the upside. Eventually, there will be, you know, an overvalued crash. I believe there always is. This is how the human race behaves. All right, we're going to do this to every asset in the world. It's due to our fear and greed. It's the way we behave. The idea is to get in the middle of it, find your way through, and get out with more money than you had. And I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But the idea is to get in and get out with more than you had. And I'd be setting goals like maybe like $10 million. Once your portfolio is at 10 mil, maybe you take out 8 and you save 2 in there to see if 2 could get bigger. You know, you could look back and be like, man, I would have been worth 100 mil had I left it in there. And I'm sure I'm almost positive. When I finally take profits, I'm going to look back and say, damn, I would have been worth like 100 mil. I can honestly say it's probably going to happen on this rally. Like, damn, I would have been worth 100 mil had I taken profits there. But don't do that to yourself. Be happy with what you got. Say, God got me where I'm at. And just constantly tell yourself, hey, there's no way even guarantees that I'm going to live long enough to spend that 100 mil. You know what I mean? Let me just be super happy with everything that I have every single day that I wake up and stay blessed. All right. There's a new Leo coin going live on MEXC. It's a meme coin from the STX ecosystem. Interesting. So Leo coin is a new coin coming on MEXC today. New coin alert. New coin alert, new coin alert, new coin alert. Leo on MEXC. Might want to check it out. It could be, high risk, high reward. It is a meme. All right. Shout out to Maximo Pascal. So Bitcoin, look, resistance, bounce, bounce, bounce. If we lose 56.66, we're likely dropping down here to this level here at 54.5 and then to this yellow level, all right? That's the first order of business. It is a bit of a rising wedge. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. We're starting to make a bit of a rising wedge here, okay? Not shying away from the fact, but those also break out parabolically when things get crazy. So are we going to break out parabolic? There's a chance that we do break out like huge, right? This would just be like boom. So, and we got the fireworks for the low stochastic. So I'm long, and I've made it clear that I'm long, and you do what makes you happy. I'll do what makes me happy. I do see the bearish div. but we've bounced off of support, and support is held after the bearish div. You could say there was the bearish div there to there. We bounced, and it's holding pretty nicely. So I'm going to see where this move could take me on this 15-minute stochastic carpet ride. Low market, low volume on the MACD sell side histogram tells me there's some incentive for a move to the upside. And we've been nailing it, just trading flags in the small time frames until they don't work. It's a simple strategy. What I do is simple, and I show you guys all the time, and you're like, how does he keep hitting? And then I look at the macro, and I'm always checking out the macro. Right now, as long as the weekly closes above like 53K, we're good to go. But like, we're really in limbo here. Look, there's a high volume node we're right at. So you can say, okay, I get it. And so right now, there's the resistance right there with these two candles. You got it, in these two candles. So you're like, okay, but that's all we got. I mean, there's really there's not a lot of chop right there. A little bit of chop. So does Bitcoin come back down and test 52, 53K? And if it loses that, then we'd be talking about, okay, do we come all the way back down to 44,000, right? And that's possible. I'm open-minded to everything, everyone. I'm not a perma bull, perma bear. I believe over time, Bitcoin's going to go up because they continue to print money, all right? But I stay open-minded. All right? Let's take a look at the fear and greed index here. It's at 79, way too greedy. You feel like price would have to take a dump here at this point. That is insanity. There has to be a pretty big pullback when it comes to this, you think. Greed is a little too high. That was an amazing video. Greed is a little too high. It really is. Wow. But that's also a bullish engulfing candle. And I kept talking about this on the weekly. The gap. I said, once you move through once you got above this level, the VRVP told you going to continue, the price would just continue to fall. You've broken above key resistance here. That was a resistance, that 52, 53,000. If we didn't break through that, we were coming back down to 44K. That was just how it was going to be. So now you look at the 5-day, right? And remember, when we got above the 200 SMA, it told you big moves are coming. The 5-day, these aren't even far apart yet. They're just getting started, the moving averages. And if you study moving averages like I do, you can see this is when they start. When they start to break out and you get the golden cross, then they move in on these big time frames. This is the progression of a this is how bull runs start. So like if you sit here and just study chart after chart and watch the weekly, go look at the weekly. Go look at 20 charts today. Spend 2 to 3 hours studying the weekly. Wow, that's crazy. So we got an airdrop on the Xverse wallet. That's crazy. How much is Leo going to be? We'll find out. That's crazy. 50,000 Leo tokens airdrop. Make sure it's legit, but it looks legit. Wow, that's hot. That's so hot. That was a hero wallet, right? Yeah. That's crazy. Wow. How can you go over alts without going over the main driver, Bitcoin, first? Let's be for real. Amen. They airdropped. It has been vetted. It's legit, Sammy. I got you, buddy. It's crazy, man. If you want the juice, Sam has the lemons. Alts rolling over. Alts will roll over because Bitcoin steals the show. People wish they had gotten into Bitcoin. And they'll be like, oh, they start, you know what I mean? People just do silly things, man. The herd mentality, right? It's also the Bitcoin show, right? It's Bitcoin's turn, man. So let's take a look here at what's happening on the daily time frame. 3-day chart also starting to get a little too far away from the 21-day moving average. Whenever you make this gap, eventually, you could come up, but eventually they're gonna have to hang out again. And look, you're getting overbought again on the 3-day, but again, you could hang out. We've been doing this before, but there is some bearish divergence starting to form here. You can't say this isn't bearish div, and we got heavy greed, so it would tell you, hey man, there's got to be some type of pullback coming for the market, right? At the same time, you could say, well, that was the bullish div, and we had it, and then we divided. And I'd be open-minded to that, and we're on a new trend. We're on a new trend too, as well. I mean, you know, but time will tell. You still got to kind of have some caution here and take profits. I was taking profits in you know, a couple coins yesterday. They did an airdrop to a lot of wallets that participated in the SD ecosystem that hold Alex and stuff like that. They have a liquidity bear and farm on Alex Labs. Wow. How much is the token going to be worth, you mean? That's crazy. Oh, yeah, we got to change the Twitter logo to x.com, man. Thank you for saying that. We got to change our socials up there, everybody. See, like my thing says right up here. Thank you for saying that. Because we still got the bird, and it's X, right? It's X, man. It ain't the bird no more, man. It's x.com. Thank you for saying that. God bless you for saying that. Okay, we're going to look at altcoins too. Don't worry. Don't get restless here. All right? And anything could happen to this Bitcoin trade. So the daily just broke out, and to me, the daily has legs. That was a flag, a nice 10-day, 8-day flag. And this tells me that we can get all the way up to like 64,000, even up to 65K. So like, we got to break through this resistance. So the daily's bullish for me. So, and it's just getting started. So once I see the daily's bullish, I start working on the 4-hour, and the 4 hour is bullish to me too. And now look at the 1 hour, right? And the 1 hour is in this like rising wedge. These are called bull flags even when they move to the upside, and then that's a flag. Like, and that tells me that the 1 hour is about to boom to about 62,300. So like, again, and then I moved into the smaller time frames, and then this is where I come in here, right? And I'm still, I understand if we lose this key resistance level, we're going to drop down to 54. Like, I understand the bearish scenario too, and the bullish scenario, right? And anything could happen. That's why I use a stop loss. All right. And there you go. That's your analysis for Bitcoin. Nothing else I could really break down for you. I'm going to take a look at Total 3 here for you too as well, which is the market cap of all of the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right. Shout out to the 1,333, almost one more person. We got 333. But shout out to the 1,332 people with 338 likes. All right. And we talked about this breaking to the upside for the altcoins, going from 554 billion up another $22 billion to 576. And you can see how we had it drawn. And we talked about this, and I went over it, and even here. And I said, listen, as long as we get above the 200 SMA on this 5-day chart and we stay above it, these altcoins look like they're going to get a pretty big move to the upside. This is why I got into Solana. It told me, hey, if there's a pullback, it looks like it'll be sideways, and if it is, it won't last too long. All right. Thank you for the class and the trading group. I'm looking at XTS, USD, MXC, 30-minute 1-4. I see a descending triangle, but also a falling wedge. Can you confirm what is correct? That coin has a really small amount of liquidity. It's kind of like just whatever, but we'll look at it. Thank you for reminding me sometimes to forget to drop that like. Thank you. I created my 94-year-old grandma a small crypto wallet because she wanted to have one. Isn't that just bonkers? She has all she needs, but she loves the sentiment of seeing the wallet go up. Mavia building on base. Pretty cool. Mavia is building on base, Coinbase, right? That's interesting. And Mavia is sitting at an interesting price action point too as well. All right. And this is the channel. We're going to go over DeFi, gaming coins, real world asset coins, DPIN, you name it. We have you covered. Layer 0, layer 1s, layer 2s, proof of work layers. We've got it. From Caspa all the way down the line. And one coin and then I get like a coin will just come to my mind. Like right now, mobile, Helium Mobile's hitting my head. And I'm like, what happened to Helium Mobile? That thing should be, should be in a good spot for some type of movement here. And, I see this cup and handle beginning to form here. And Bitcoin was just looking just like this, wasn't it? And if you think about it, this has incentive. This is interesting. It's newer. It didn't get the love maybe it's needed just yet. Let's see, that 22-hour time frame is looking lovely. That's the time frame I would trade this puppy on. And so, and again, what made me think of this, honestly, I have this weird brain that I'll just think of a coin. I'll sit here and I tell my wife it's called channeling. I'll sit here and I'll just start, and my subconscious mind will just start being Helium Mobile, right now I'm thinking of Loca for whatever reason. And you're like, no, he's thinking of coins that he owns. I don't own this coin. No one even told me to think about it today. We didn't go over it on the live. I'm winging it. I wing it completely, just, and this is mobile. But you have to understand, I also remembered when it came out. I left it alone for a while. I know it's got some buzz. I know it's pumping, and that's an interesting thing. All right. Bitcoin at 56,780 and 800, just kind of going sideways in that zone. Like I'm showing you, it's just kind of doing its thing. All right. Just doing its thing. Just flagging, as long as it stays above 56,660, it's okay. You really got nothing to worry about. You're just kind of coming up and down the bottom of the channel, So I just see sideways price action right now for Bitcoin in this smaller flag, right? And we know if we lose this level, it's a short right back down to 54,000. Okay, you got a gap in the VRVP. You'll get a bearish retest. You'll lose the point of control here, which is the red line, and you will drop pretty fast because you got a gap here. All right, but they'll play with what they'll do is they want to make people think it's going to drop, rip it back in, and then rip up here, and they want to get as much short liquidity as they can. So it would be funny that it would make sense that they wouldn't just rip us up. Yeah, they would play around and play with that fear sentiment to get enough, even more liquidity built to the upside. The TA tells me we're going up based on the stochastics RSI. It's not what I think. What I think has nothing to do with it. I don't know what's going to happen. Right? So, Lifer, will you please check out Doge? Your opinion. Is it going to the moon? Can we take a look at ETH BTC chart? It's about that time of morning for the squeeze action. It's getting close. Yeah, about 11 o'clock. And we got this fat red order here. That's like the deepest red it gets. It's like blood red at 58,062. But again, those could be smooth. Nothing is guaranteed just because that order is there. I want to make that clear. All right. Let's take a look at Sol, EGLD, and Doge on these super chats. So we'll just get through these. But yeah, Helium Mobile on my radar. Looks like a big move is coming. And honestly, you have resistance, support. You're in a gap in the VRVP. You hit this area. You come back to the upside. I like what I'm seeing with this Sammy coming handy on mobile. All right. And I don't own this coin. The team never talked to me. I don't bring up coins. I just look at what I see. They call me Sammy coming handy. They don't call me Sammy shilling handy. They don't call me Sammy talks about a coin in handy, right? Because I made a living off of making gains off of these technical analysis patterns. Period. That's what I made a living doing, and I can teach you to do the same thing. You're here, you're watching me every day, making a living off these patterns, day in and day out, 7 days a week. It does not stop. We find, and sometimes we do trade Saturday night. Sometimes we are trading Sunday night. I don't like to. It's not my best, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my favorite days to trade. All right? But, man, we do what we got to do to get paid, baby. Mobile USDT cup and handle on the 22-hour time frame. All right? And previous support is resistance, too, so you got the SR flip. Simple is as simple does to me. The simpler I keep it, the more profitable I become. You do you. I can't force you to do anything. Let's see what happened to the poll here today. And they said, does Bitcoin go over 60K today? 57% say yes. Usually the populace, if we're all together and we think something, it is wrong, but you never know. We could be right today. We are the livers. All right. Pangolin getting crazy. 100%. Let's take a look at PNG. And this thing has been ripping for a few days now, right? Out of control. Oh my gosh, look. And see, the other day, it was like, it had trader grade, hottest thing to trade, and we put it out here, 42%, and went up even higher, 111% gains. And even inside of this here, put an alert there, and this thing just continued to rip. It had been already up since 7 cents, and then it was 38, and it ripped again. It went from 7 cents on the 22nd of February all the way to 70 cents. It did a 10x, my friends. A 10x in 5 days. Pangolin, all right? Why? What's happening? What's going on? What is Pangolin? All right? Pangolin's like an Ave, if I get it correct, for Avalanche, right? And Avalanche is hot. And this tells me that Avalanche is probably going to start getting a pretty big move. Pangolin looks like it very well may continue here, but just be careful. Bitcoin could take a dump, then Pangolin dumps, and everything looks great, and you think the market was ripping. Always have a stop. You never know, but Pangolin does look nice to me for a continuation move here out of an ascending triangle. It is a 50-50 pattern, but as the Stokes get lower here on this quick 30-minute time frame, that could be another 75% gain for Pangolin as it heads up to $1.16 from 66 cents. And imagine getting in at 7 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents, even here in the first rip at 26 cents. I did have it out, and I believe I put out a flag for it yesterday to the upside as well. All right. Sorry, I forgot to tip Doge. Thanks, playa, for all that you do. Shout out to Cody Griffin. Shout out to the $67 in chat revenue. Shout out to the 1,357 people here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Once in my life, a couple times I did watch a stream, and I just forgot to hit the like button. I'll be humble about it with y'all. It's happened. I get it. So if you may, please hit the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. And I won't blame you for forgetting. It happens. It's happened to me. Even for people that I really like, which is a shame. You're so into the content. The content gets you. You're just so enthralled into the content. So remember, Bitcoin kind of falls down. This thing may, but it's pretty small market cap. It may just do its thing, but just be careful. Just remember. Now we'd like Bitcoin to go sideways throughout the day. That would help these altcoins pump. Even a little pullback for Bitcoin, like let that money flow into the altcoins, would be nice. We're going to look at Bitcoin dominance. We're also going to look at the S&P and the DXY here. And we're going to break down kind of the overall market for you as well as these altcoins. Wow, but Pangolin is out of control. Especially Monday night into Tuesday. Monday night is a fun night to trade. Late Monday nights. I can't tell you how many times I open up a Bitcoin trade Monday night and I make money the next morning. It seems to be a clockwork scenario every single Monday. I know people love talking about Doge. I don't know why people love Doge, man. I think people like Doge. I have no problem talking about Doge. I think Doge could do numbers. And if they ever get that, if they get payment network up and Xmail and all that craziness, The Stoke RSI is a faster indicator based off the RSI, right? It's basically taking more repetitions off the RSI. It gets you in there and there and there. It just makes these smaller movements to give you more incentive to get in at these lower areas, I guess, in my humble opinion. And the RSI kind of tracks you. A little bit of bearish div now on the RSI, though. It tells you this could break down, but we'll see. That says Pangolin goes to 116. That's just what the TA says, not what I say. Bitcoin at 56666. Getting a beat down. And let's take a look at BTC. Yep, there you go. And once that market structure really broke, you know what I mean? This just stayed nicely in the pattern, then we'd be good to go. You can see that market structure breaking. Bitcoin likely getting a bit of a dump here. And there's that bearish divergence taking over. Now, it's not over yet. We could still be kind of hanging out. Let's take a look at this. But you can see that continuation may be done for now. You never know, though. They could be inducing the shorts right now like a false move Monday. Just making it feel like they're going to, So this pattern got killed, you know what I mean? No goo. But they're still playing with this idea here. Let me remove this. To me, though, they just broke trend, right? The trend is breaking. You got to wick back inside this pattern now to remain bullish. Is it the 7 minute? 7 minute was, basically hit a resistance We couldn't get it back above that 57,350. See, we couldn't break that resistance. That's why you can't just be like, oh, it's all bullish. You got to be like, nope, if we can't get above this level, expect more downside. All right. But again, we could easily get wicked back inside the pattern. This could just be inducing a bunch of people to short the market, getting them thinking, oh yeah, it's going to rip up. Then they wick us right back into position. Right now, we're bouncing off of the moving average right there. See? The 80-day moving average on the 7-minute, which is funny. Likely, you see, once you lose a pattern like this or a point of control, you're likely to fall to the 200 SMA on the 7. Then it's the 200 SMA on the 15. All right? And that's kind of the progression of the price action to the downside. All right? I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a buy zone. You know, and again, remember, for the long-term idea for Bitcoin, these may be the last few times, you know, buying Bitcoin at 50,000 to me is just so high. It just feels weird. Maybe I'm going to have to tell myself that this is the new lows, but, you know, I don't buy Bitcoin at 50K. I don't like buying Bitcoin when we're at a 79 extreme greed. You know, that's when I stop buying as much Bitcoin. But we are at a pretty crazy place. We've been on a massive run, everybody. You know, I do have to heed caution, like, when is the pullback? Like, there's got to be a pullback at one point. I will tell you, though, the daily tells me that we're going to continue to go up, so I'll trade the daily until I don't have to. So the daily says I'm bullish. I have to reiterate the facts that the daily still looks bullish to me. You know? And the 1 hour didn't break back inside the bigger pattern just yet, right? It retested it right now. Look. The pattern was this one here. It retested right now 56,650, but it did not break it. It did not break the point of control on the 15-minute. Where is the point of control on the 15-minute? It's right there at 56,003. Where is it? 56,420, 450 area. Is it worth it to mine helium on like a full? I don't know anything about mining helium. Yeah. You should have been mining from the past 10 years. Kind of too late to start now. I think we should get to 60K through institutional buys and accumulation. Then we will have our pullback. See, I don't think anything. I have no idea what's going to happen. So you guys that keep saying you think you know, I think sooner or later will be, who knows what's going to happen. You're better off just saying anything. You know, love my life for life. Thank you for everything. Love you, bro. Shout out to my man. And thank you for the $13.99. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being here. Spread the love, everyone. Spread the love every single day of your life. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I remain bullish unless Bitcoin breaks key levels. Bitcoin has to break this level, and then I'll be, okay, we'll dip in then. It's not looking amazing. We got a bit of a double top here, some bearish div, and we have resistance at 57,400. Like, we got to break back above that to remain bullish. But only time will tell. Right now, that is bearish because we couldn't get above it. But it's bullish because we didn't break this level. So we're like, now we're kind of stuck in chop. Second we lose this level, fine. I'll concede that we're dropping down to 54,000. We'll probably get a pullback. All right. And I'll run over to my alert for BNB. So if you remember, I gave you the call for BNB. All right. And bang, right here, you could see there was the flag, and the flag to the upside here, the 365. He does it again for 3 days straight or 2 days straight. I don't know what it is. Michael Pa with the $500 super chat. Knocking him down. Michael Pa, unbelievable. Yo, this is unbelievable, man. It's insanity. Insanity. Unmatched dedication. Priceless analysis. Much appreciated. God bless you. Thank you so much for the love. You are amazing. Unbelievable, man. Yeah, it's like the Michael Pa story strikes again, man. Is me Poppy. Yo, and we all wonder, who is Mike? Who are you, man? Who is Michael Pa? Is that your real name? And he's always like, you'll find out one day. Mike, man, can you come to Boston, man, and we have some lunch or something? Can I take you to dinner, bro? This is insanity. You've dropped so much. You've dropped in super chats alone. I can't believe it, man. Insanity. Insanity. Man, that's crazy. Michael Pa, baby. Unbelievable. And let me get back to focus here, but thank you so much for the $500 super chat from Michael Pa. That brings the super chats up to $583. 1,400 people here on the live stream. If that doesn't wet your whistle and get you going, I always tell everyone I work every single day, right? And he loves consistency. So he likes to reward consistency, right? So what he's telling each and every one of you is through that super chat, he's inspiring all of you to go after your dreams. I could pass tomorrow and that super chat will live in your minds forever, right? As an incentive to grind, man. And money isn't everything, but it is an ends to a means. And with enough freedom tokens, with enough money, you could do whatever you want with your life and go wherever you want. So just imagine the possibilities of where you could go. And if you push yourself all the way, you know what I mean? Like, if I didn't start a YouTube channel, no one was going to throw a $500 super chat at me, right? So I believe he this is why he's channeling the universal idea of abundance, right? And he's doing it through me, through all of us together on this live stream. It's such a beautiful thing, man, and I find it amazing. I get it. You know, when I first did it, I probably half got what he was doing, but now because, you know, I'm more mature, time has passed. Michael, you're unbelievable, man. You're blowing my mind, dude. Like, unbelievable. And thank you so much, man, for this $500 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure we do something amazing for somebody here today, too. All right? So, again, we're going to put someone in the trading group that really, really wants it. Does anyone really, really want to be in the trading group? You've been watching for a while, you can't afford it, or there's just some reason why you think you can't afford it. But I believe you can afford anything you put your mind to, but you think you can't. I gave you this flag the other day, right? We pumped all the way back to 397. We talked about this flag right here. This thing banged on them. And BNB, man, ever since $300 has ripped all the way to $400 since the call. While I was in Miami, I gave the call. Unbelievable for BNB, right? And even that little flag, but man, buying, you know, and BNB, what a beautiful coin. And that tells you DeFi is just revving up. Like, why did BNB just rip all of a sudden to the upside here? Oh, this is when I was in Florida here, the 21st. Sorry, yeah, that's 12%. Sorry, right there. But I also looked at this flag, you know, as well, back on January 11th. But right here, so BNB went from 350 all the way up to about $400. It's pretty sweet. I mean, not a huge gain, right, compared to crypto, but dude, for a week, 14%, I'll take it. And it was, you know, it was simple, right? It didn't hit the stop. It went nicely out of the flag, and it was green right after the trade and continued to pump. Bitcoin back at 56,840. They're playing with you. You know what I mean? They're playing with these people's brains right now. And as long as, you know, Bitcoin recovers and pumps, you'll see Pangolin rip. Another 75% gain for Pangolin. We talked about ALPH back here at about, 160, 170, somewhere area right there. Let's take a look at ALPH, Ethereum, and see what's happening with this puppy now. And we're gonna show you the coins that matter, the coins that people aren't paying attention to, the coins that are hot. And this is a LEFIM, which is not a LEFIM, which is weird, but I see this going to 67 too as well, which is pretty crazy. All right. And it bounced off of 26, hit resistance, but this thing is just getting started. Even the daily suggests that it may SR flip 35 and continue to the upside. But look at this thing booming to the upside and really breaking through 100% gain since I put it out, right? So you can see, here's my update. There it is. Bang, bang, bang. To the upside, to the upside, to the upside, to the upside. Team on the ground to the upside. But all the way, man. 100% gains right there for Alphium. Pretty cool, right? Anyway. Bitcoin still teetering at 56,780. Don't worry, I got BOOKMAP up at all times on another screen, so I'm watching it for you the entire time that we're together. And we still got PALMAI still doing its thing. Let's take a look at PALMAI. Did it make it over to MEXC? There it is. It's finally on TradingView. So look at Palm. I mean, Palm had amazing, beginnings. All right. And now it pumped all the way to 80 cents, right? That was kind of its high. I like this coin a lot more long term for what it can be doing. Right. So I hold PALMAI for like a bigger AI move here. And some people say, hey, the AI rally is over, right? AGIX pumped from 85 back to 70 cents. It's done. But, we're going for multiple legs in this AI rally, and it's going to be about an 18-month run. And for me, I'm not taking profits too early here. I'm going for the long haul, right? And so that's the goal. And it can hurt sometimes when you see your portfolio go up huge, come back down. And again, but I've been through it many, many times. The key is when the rally is at an insane point. Like I still sold ORDs last night for a massive amount of gains. I sold a couple other coins. I'm always in a swing trade. And again, I always have of my 80, 90 main positions. There's always going to be 3 or 4 that I tell myself, I'm selling this thing when it gets crazy. And it's good to do that. That way you get in the exercise of selling. You want to always be exercising selling, right? Very important you're in the exercise of selling. So PALMAI, and what we could do here is, I don't know if I'll take that wick and include it, but I'll take this idea. And yeah, coming back down to the 786 could be a beautiful pickup. There's a lot of chop here and a big move. There's a chance it doesn't go lower than that wick down to 56. But we'll see what happens here to PALMAI. But I see it heading back up to 93, and it's trending hard too on token metrics. And it's a trending coin right now too as well. So we'll see what happens. It looks pretty interesting what's going on with PALMAI. But again, only time will tell. I do own it, so I'm trying to talk about a coin I own. But I liked it, and from the beginning, we were talking about it back at 30, 39, and 33 cents. And that's when we first started looking at it. Even 29 when it was on Uniswap, before it even got onto MEXC. So it's still holding 100% gains from when I first even mentioned it, PALMAI. So interesting day to be alive for Palm. Wrapped MINA. Let's take a look at MINA Protocol, another coin on my radar that I think about a lot. Was going to swing trade, got in and out, right? Left it alone for a second. Is it time for me to possibly swing it again? And maybe it is. Only time will tell. Let's look at our baby MINA. So remember, I was going to swing it here at the bottom of this kind of cup and handle. 122, 123. It got a little bit of a pump up to 135, okay, but just really not what we wanted, right? I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for I want to see it pump up. I would love to see it come up, come back down, and consolidate in the nose here. If it consolidates in the nose, it's telling me there's even more likelihood of the pump. So I'm just looking for a swing trade here, the perfect one, and I still haven't gotten my perfect swing trade yet. I'm just going to keep watching here. 4 hour needs to come down again, and if this breaks the trend line, then maybe it's a giant double bottom, and we'll revisit everything here. We don't want to see this trend line break for MINA. If you're a long-term holder, you want to see that pump. It is getting oversold here. Let's see if it doesn't make if it makes a higher low. That may be a pretty good local area. 123 has held if it was a buy zone right there, but we'll see. I'm not in it right now. I'm just looking for a swing trade. That's all. MINA Protocol. Wow, we just got a massive dump to the downside for Bitcoin. All right. Losing key levels, likely going to get stopped out. Very, very close, but my stop's pretty deep. I didn't risk a lot too, so I wanted to see us get back above this retest, and I wanted to double down into the trade. If it didn't do that, I didn't want to go too hard. We just lost the 200 SMA on the 1 minute chart, and we lost it definitively with a retest. It's usually not a good sign, right? And that created a downtrend. Let's take a look back at BTC and see what's happening for Bitcoin. And I'll be honest with you, I was trading all night long, and the market's just been ripping. And I'm always like, on days like today, I just kind of observe. I don't go too hard after we've had such a massive rally. But look, rising wedges break down to the downside. We did lose this point of control on the 15-minute. Still could be a fake out, but for me, I mean, you're starting to key levels. Did you lose the 200 SMA on the 7-minute time frame? Are we headed to it? Looks like we're going to start headed to that. See, if these moving averages stayed tight and you stayed inside the pattern, then the long was more, But now you can see, all right. But again, they could wick us back up. They could be inducing the shorts. I still see all this liquidity above us, which is, but again, that could be, just kind of making you think, oh, we're going to go there. And maybe, it's called spoofing. They just brought it to 56.2. You have to remember, too, a lot of people, though, that missed out are like, oh, I'm going to buy now. I'm going to buy now. I'm going to buy now. This is my last chance. Every little dip now, I think, is going to be more ferociously bought up. You get it? The more Bitcoin pumps, the more the people that didn't get in start freaking out that they could have gotten it at those prices and they didn't get it. Even me, I'm starting to think, man, maybe I should buy some right here because I may not be able to get it again below 57,000 in the next few days. You understand how that works? It's like, oh, wait, it's, So, like, I got FOMO for Bitcoin right now. I don't know how many chances I'm going to get to buy Bitcoin below 60K now in my lifetime. I'm looking in the next 40 years. Like, I'm really like, time flies, man. The older you get, the faster you realize time is. The less you take, for granted how much time you do have on this earth. And you realize, man, we don't have a lot of time, right? Now, a lot of people entered a big short here. Is this the perfect short area? I'll be honest, I'm not into shorting Bitcoin anymore. I'm just not. Not unless it's maybe a smaller scalp. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames now. We could be making a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So just like you're looking for a flag when you pump. Yeah, you just want to see, okay, are we going to... And so that's telling me, okay, that would be our next target out the bear flag to 55,700, right? Losing the 200 SMA was bearish. And look, you just bounced off the 5-minute 200. You lose that, you go to the 7. And there we have our pullback for Bitcoin, right? And see, what I love about my strategy is like I'm down 55. Like I'm down. When I do lose, I don't lose a lot of money. Continue to grow the account no matter what. Like, just very happy with the way I trade now. The old me is gone. Like the guy that used to like revenge and go in and out and do all this crazy stuff. Like, and you know what? I still may win this trade. They may rip this right back up and then fly. Like, I won't let emotions control what I do here. I'm just going to sit tight. If we get back above here and retest, I will double down. This trade could turn into a monster trade. If you don't have a position, you won't even be able to add or double down. It's about having a position. That's what I like, having a position. All right. So why did I buy 100K of Solana? Am I out of my mind? Most people would say so. All right. I'm down now, right? 106. And why would I even tell everyone? I could have kept it to myself, right? I just wanted to be honest with the idea. Keep myself honest, honestly. And again, most people wouldn't tell a soul. Because now if I am go down, people can say, oh, this guy's down huge, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I looked at the weekly chart for Solana. And I asked myself, was it undervalued or overvalued? And I saw, okay, beautiful pump. Sold off, bought back up, sold off again. And I said, if they sell it down, the 21-day moving average is usually where you get to. And I said, that looks like 80 or 90. And there's a chance it actually kind of moves with price like it does here. We don't really get back to it too closely. And so the weekly to me is getting into what's called an undervalued area. Now, pretty high on the RSI. I'll give you that. RSI is a little overbought. Does it come back down? There's a chance. Right? That's only a little bit of bearish div on the weekly. I'll give you that. It's a little sketchy. At the same time, we could say there was bearish div. We came back down. We're making this could kind of come down and then loop back up. A lot of different things happen in bull markets where the RSI can be pinned or a little higher than normal, but I'll give you that, some caution. But there was incentive there for me. And then I looked at the 3-day chart and I saw that we had consolidated for literally since December 24th to the high. Had I run into the December 24th and bought here, fine. or even on the first pump here. But I didn't, 2 pumps in a row, I did not chase. Instead, I sold it, the kind of like a sideways dump area here. I bought back in. So I'm looking at these bigger time frames, and they're showing consolidation for me. Does Sol dump all the way back down here? There's a chance. Does it go to 65? There's a chance. I'll be down 40,000. It won't be that bad. I could even double down there if I'd like, right? But I believe at the height of the bull run, when things start to rip, we do have a $300 to $400, maybe even a $500 Solana. And there's a high likelihood that 100 grand turns into 500,000. I leave it on a hardware wallet and I don't look at it for a year. And I come back and I'm pleasantly surprised. So that's my plan, okay? And I'm looking at the bigger time frames, right? 2-week chart's a little cooked. I'll give you that. And I do like the 2-week. All right. But the 2-week chart's been high before too. And we've been just, we've ripped from there. That 2-week chart is a little high. But you don't have that much data on it. It's a little overbought. I'll give myself that. How's the monthly? The monthly's a little overbought. But you don't have a lot of information on the monthly, but it is a little high, right? And only time will tell. That 22-hour doesn't look amazing. I'll give myself that. The 4-hour looks like it may come down right now and reset. It's a big thing to go out publicly with a trade like that. You know what I mean? It is. I realize it now. But at the same time, man, I've been a man of my word. I stuck to my my ways this whole time, and I should be pretty good to go, right? I'm looking at Mara, and what I see in Mara is just this beautiful kind of, ascending. I guess I call it an ascending triangle because it's got a flat top. Now it came up, it came down, a little sell-off there from 32. Wow. Looks like it opened at 32. And wow. So, but look, the 1-hour time frame needs to come back down. Maybe it bounces right back off 24 one more time on the 1 hour. So we'll see. The stochastics reset. So you would see Mara is likely to come back down. Good day to grab some Mara if you can get it on the lows here, right, as it starts to get tight. But that would be its consolidative next leg up to 57, 58. That's what I see happening tomorrow, and I could be wrong. It even has a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here. And there's a chance it doesn't go back down here. It actually kind of stays up and it pops. But right now, the 1 hour does suggest that we get somewhat of a pullback, right? Bitcoin pumping back up, 56,700 already in some type of V-shaped recovery. A little bit of bullish dervish. That is swing down, but that swings flatter. All right. Now the trade's only down 19 bucks. I got in pretty close to, where is it at? 56,869. So I'm not that far from the, that area. I'd be wary today, man. They're playing with people's minds. So if you don't have a strategy, you're going to get rocked and wrecked. You got to stick to your plan, stick to your strategy. PALMAI, man. Look at this thing. Meet your Google-powered multi-platform AI chatbots. I mean, it's pretty interesting. Utility available at your fingertips. Palm. Token powers all development from older utilities like revenue share to AI SaaS services. I think Palm's going to be a pretty big deal. It looks awesome to me. If they can pull off everything they're saying, it's going to be unbelievable for PALMAI. All right. Still struggling here on the 5-minute, but we did bounce off that 200 SMA. We got to get back inside the rising wedge to remain bullish. We got to break back inside. We get back inside here, it's like we never left. That is a bear trap. And they were just trapping the bears in the morning. They'll get us back inside, and then we will likely continue to rip to the upside. The 1 hour suggests we pump. So this little shenanigans in the small time frame, to me, look like a liquidity grab. But I could be wrong. What do I know? Right? What do you say, master friend? What do you say? Blessings on blessings. This could be a bearish retest here. We got to break back inside the pattern right now. This is a big deal. You don't break back inside this pattern, that's a bearish retest, and you're coming further down. This could be a solidified moment to enter a beautiful short, or this could be the moment we break back inside. The fact that we're almost at 57,000 again, and now we're back inside the pattern, and now my trade's like back is back in the green, if you can believe it. So we were back at 56.2. Wow, now we're back. And that was so far that was a bear trap. So far, that was a bear trap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Insanity, right? Oh my gosh. And honestly, you know how many people they just got to open up a short and put more liquidity up here? And look, this guy got funny. He added another order now. He got big. This wasn't here before at 57.2. So he's now driving up price action into his, back into his quelch, to quench his thirst there. 58,000, 60K, and 57. Now still way more liquidity above us than below us here on BOOKMAP. All right, we do have this red guy here at 49.8. But that's a cry for help, few and far between as far as I'm concerned. But you never know. But right now, BOOKMAP showing us API liquidity on the exchanges and really breaking down where the biggest orders are. And we just seem to be hovering at this $56,800 level. Are we bearishly retesting this, the rising wedge? Do we fall further down? Is this the time to open up the massive short, or do we hang? Is the question. I'm in a long right now. We did wick back inside the pattern so far. We could be bearishly retesting. We got to really hold the candle back. We got to get back inside the channel. Really, as long as all we really have to do, though, is hold above 56.6, right? Because, look, previous resistance became support. So we just want to make sure that we don't go below that. We go back below that, the short's likely on again. That's a key level that I'd be watching for Bitcoin. Just wanted you to feel like what it was like to be me for a minute, just listening to hard, super fast music, watching BOOKMAP all day. That's my life. That's me in a nutshell. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Bitcoin back inside the pattern, looking like a bit of a bear trap here. I kept my long. I did not get stopped out, if you can believe it. I want to see us break back above key levels here, which is 57,390. And then take that all the way up to $60,000. That's what we're looking here for Bitcoin to the upside. Shout out to all the new people watching on the live stream. If you're new, please hit the number 1 button. I want to see how many new people we got here on the channel. If you're loving what you're seeing, if you like the positive energy, if you're a positive person that lives in love, light, and happiness, and you have a high frequency, bang, 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 baby. Just a quick liquidity grab. People are fiending. Bitcoin going for the 200 SMA on the 1 minute. Thank you, Sammy. Shout out to Karku Gamer. We love you. It looked like we were floating through the universe, baby. 56,839, baby. Bang, bang, baby. Please look at Karate and H-Bar Sammy to the moon. Shout out to all the beautiful people here. I don't see any ones. Where are the new people here in the stream? I want to see a 1 in the comment section if you're new, baby. Check out A's Fusionist. It's starting to break out of a flag. Shout out to Don't Savor. Hey, Lifer, check out A's Fusionist. Thank you for saying that. Shout out to Master Friend. God bless Master Friend. We love you, man. 11111. Everyone, we love you. We appreciate you. You're amazing. Love you, Master Friend. I love all these new people here on the stream. And we call on Bitcoin accurately. Keep coming back. We're going to help you figure out what's happening in BTC when most people are lost in the sauce. Back inside the pattern, 7 minute ready to rock. I see a big move coming for Bitcoin. We can just do this, baby. Can we? Show me the love, man. That was a retest, just too deep of one. And again, anything could happen today. They're kind of false move Monday. After a huge Monday move like that, Tuesday kind of might be your false move Tuesday. Because a huge move has everyone on edge. So it's like, what's going to happen now? Right? And let's get into your super chats. We got more super chats coming our way and more people breaking it down. This is a 2-hour live stream every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. I haven't taken a day off since February of 2021. True story. This stream has never stopped in 3 years. In 3 years, I have gone year to year, back to back, from the first day of the year to the end of the year. And I want to do the same thing this year. 2 months in, I only got to do this 6 more times, and I rip up 2024. Let's take a look at EGLD, Dogecoin, and ACH, Alchemy Pay. Bitcoin back at 56,940, and we are now back in the green on that trade. Pretty crazy on the perpetual, right? This is pretty crazy. Like, again, 1 minute, 5 minute, but the 15 minute really is my go-to. Oversold here and wants to bounce. I was trading this original flag here that turned into a retest and dip, but look, they didn't get me. My stop was at 55,912. All right, they didn't get me. They got to as low as 56,217, 223. It'll tell me there if I want to, but it's all good. Anyway, I'm trading here on MEXC, the place to be. If you want to learn how to trade on MEXC, if you want the best coins, you want to have access to where it's all hot, you want it to happen, it's MEXC.com. When I dollar cost average, I pay 0 fees. Like, I went and could buy Solana for 0. You could buy 100 grand of Solana and not pay a dime. I mean, it's pretty awesome, right? Then send it to your hardware wallet and keep it off the exchange, safe as can be. It's a pretty awesome thing. Right? So I just really like MEXC for all these reasons. It's a beautiful thing. MEXC is an awesome exchange, and they don't gouge you. They charge the least amount than any of the exchanges in the game. But I do keep most of my money on a hardware wallet. I tell everybody, get yourself a Trezor today. We have One Keys coming too as well. I like One Key. Got a deal coming with One Key, so we're going to be able to, I believe, be able to give you some One Keys, which I'm super excited about. That's coming your way. But also, I got a Trezor Touch right here. If I love the touch screen. One Key also has a touch screen. So you got to love it. Absolutely beautiful. Boom, boom, boom. Sam, please send it higher. I wish I could, man, but I can't. Need Bitcoin to trade sideways so some of the monies are spread out to the altcoins. Yeah, we really do want to see Bitcoin trading sideways. All right. But shout out to MEXC, man, and shout out to my channel sponsors, I Trust Capital. You could be trading Chainlink as it rips up and down, in and out, right? Sideways on the weekends. You can't do that on these ETFs, right? You can't trade Bitcoin on the weekends. On the ETF, if there's a huge pump for Bitcoin like we had, on a Sunday night, you're left out in the cold on that ETF. You wake up the next morning unable to allocate. But if you see something on your iTrust Capital account, you can buy more Bitcoin, you can sell Bitcoin at a high, and then you don't pay taxes on the small time capital gains there in and out. There's no fees, that's what's really nice about iTrust Capital. So shout out to iTrust Capital, look them up. Hit the QR code, hit the link below. Find out more about iTrust Capital. I think they're awesome. Thank you for the channel sponsor. Master friend, Pepe banging on them to the upside, baby. Justin Cashmore, we love you. Yo, Pepe was trending as well on Twitter last night, telling me something was brewing. All right. What's the platform in Canada to use with the lowest fees? I don't know. I don't live in Canada. Mara back at 29, doing damage. And I'm telling you, whether it goes sideways here or up and retests, I see a big move for Mara up to 57 cents. Marathon Digital on the Nasdaq. I did say the Nasdaq. Yeah. And look, you can see resistance here. Once it breaks here, there's just it's basically Bitcoin in a nutshell. So the incentive to buy Mara, and then everyone's, running on in. You got Riot as well. Now, Riot's smaller, but is consolidating similarly. Now, does it take longer to go sideways? It looks like it just may even break up beforehand. Again, Riot breaks through this level. You're going to see Riot up to 35. That's a quick double up for Riot. Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's take a look at my baby. I like EGLD. I've been holding it for a long time. You can stake it on the app, right? On the Meyer app, which they changed the name of it to something like wild and crazy, right? Multiverse X for EGLD, right? And let's talk about it. It went through this beautiful high at 80, which is awesome. I got in at 20, so it did a beautiful 4x. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I see 112 happening right after that. Previous resistance became support, and then it's getting really tight on the daily, and it's oversold. Yes, I have this in case it breaks down. One more chance to buy would be in the 618 at 42. But to me, that's unlikely. Now that it seems to be holding above this previous resistance as support too, I just see, 54 may be the lowest. And my next target for EGLD is 112. As we see that the total market cap for all the altcoins is starting to get pretty juicy. All right. X Portal is a great wallet to stake and transact with. EGLD. Yeah, it's X Portal now. Yeah. The ocean dwellers are going fishing. And we're back at $57,000 for Bitcoin. All right? Bitcoin no stoppy, baby. And that was just a little wee test. And you know what they did just there? They got a lot of people to short the market. It's crazy how much, what's weird is when they pump a lot, what I've learned about emotions is when they're flat, they're not easy to manipulate. But when you can get someone high, you can get them low too. So if you can pump the price up to Bitcoin last night, they can shake the minds and get them so they can make people more bearish faster too. It's really weird. I'm stretching because, oh man, I worked out so hard yesterday and I can feel every ounce of every part of my body. I love it. You can feel all your muscles. Oh my God. And I was up late trading till like 2 a.m. Just like Bitcoin, when Bitcoin rips, I don't sleep. It's hard to sleep, man, when Bitcoin just absolutely takes control. So this flag looks beautiful to me on the 15-minute. I'm still long. No reason not to be long. Like, we're going to the moon, right? 15-minute looks absolutely beautiful for a pump to the upside here. The 1 minute as well. The 1 hour. When the 15-minute and the 1 hour both look good to me, it gives me incentive. So this trade would take me to 60,000, right? 60,269. And my stop would be deep. It's got to be a 3-to-1 though. So my stop would be at about 55,984. That's 1 for 3 right there off the bat. Let's risk 1,300 for $4,000 and let's go all the way, baby, and take this to the upside. Let's do it. Let's do it. You lose 1,300, you come back the next day, over. Hey, I don't know. That would be the biggest risk I've taken on the futures account ever. I could cut it in half, 600 for 19. I like that. 5 for 15. You want to make it count. If we go to 60K, it's got to count, right? It's got to be an amazing move. 15 minutes says a big move is coming, and we just did this short squeeze. It'd be crazy if we went down again after we just tapped liquidity. It wouldn't make sense, but anything is possible. High risk, high reward for where we're at. Let me look at my small time frame. Where's my 200 on the 1 minute, right? So we just got back above the 200 SMA on the 1 minute time frame. Can we hold that? And what looks like, a shoulder, a head, and kind of an inverted head and shoulder that's about to break out or something kind of funny here. Let's let this reset and let's see if we can hold this 200. That could possibly give me, more confirmation of an add-on. Who here loves live trading here with me every day? Who here has made gains live trading with me every day? Who here has had a blast hanging out? Shout out to Bovine. Shout out to everybody here. Doge, ACH, Welsh, ETH, XTC, and CELO. While we wait for this, we're just going to... So I like EGLD. I see a big move to 112. I'm in it personally. I got in at $20 for about $2,000, so I am up $6,000. So I got $6,000 right where we're at. So if that goes up, I'll make about $6,000. So yeah, I like EGLD, baby. And I've been holding EGLD, and what people don't realize about EGLD, you're going to fall on the floor right now. Who's ready to fall on the floor? Anybody? Anybody ready to fall on the floor? Look at the circulating supply. 26 million. 31 million is the max supply. It's like, it's only got 10 million more than Bitcoin. It's a fork. I believe it is a fork of Bitcoin in some way. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think people realize that, right? I mean, that is a very small supply, people. This thing was 540 bucks last rally. All-time high. This says 469. I swear it was up. It was 500 bucks, up 520 to $520. So honestly, if this thing hit $1,000 this cycle, I wouldn't be amazed. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. So I see $1,000 EGLD coming. It's a coin that I'm all about, and I really, really like. So see how we're starting to maintain above the 200 SMA? That's a really good sign that I could double down, right? Three minutes, not amazing. And I just added more to the trade. It's a $1,100 trade, $23,000 trade now, 20x leverage. Okay. Let's see what happens, baby. Let's make it happen. You got to make it happen. You can't wait for it to happen. You want to see that hold and get that move back up to the top of the pattern at least. The chances just makes a right shoulder and dumps too. Only time will tell for Bitcoin, baby. So EGLD, that takes care of that one super chat. Let's continue to move through the super chats. We love you. We appreciate you for throwing down. Let's take a look at Doge. And honestly, it's got that X connection to X.com. You know that, there's that incentive. It's funny, we put out Doge here in this cup and handle right here at 8 cents, and Doge is now at 9.8. It is up from the call. So I clearly, look, 22% gains if you've taken the call, and Doge up 22%. And I see Doge headed to 13. I mean, that's a strong move for Doge on the daily. And I tell you, the total market cap's looking strong, tight moving averages. And is X even coming up with xmail.com? I think that spiked some Doge pump, right? And today, Doge gets a strong pump to the upside. So I see a cup and handle. I see Doge going to 13. You heard it here first. Anything is possible, but you do whatever makes you happy, all right? Moving forward, let's get to that next super chat. Alchemy Pay, ACH, another awesome coin. Traded it on and off in the last rally. It's not my favorite. I shouldn't say traded it on and off in the last rally. It was on Coinbase at one point. Last time I saw it, looked like I put an alert here to see what would happen. I don't know if I ever really played it. 3.4 looks like the target, 3 4/10 cent, right? So look, it had a pretty strong resistance that it broke through. Its next big target is at 44 in this area here. Kind of a cup and handle that it just made. There's the cup, there's the handle. Understanding how to use the cup and handle will change your life. They call me Sammy Cup and Handy because I use this more than anything in the world, and it tends to play out. You draw your Fibonacci. You can see that we came down almost to the 618 or to the 786, and we wicked there. Beautiful move. Resistance, broke back above it. Bitcoin's at 56,950. Oh, the tension. Oh, the pain. Oh, the up and down. And could Alchemy Pay make this move here? You want to see this consolidate as the daily resets. When the daily stochastics turn, you would like to see it more in a pattern ready to go. The next move would be 37.50 for Alchemy Pay, right? 3 7/10 or 37.35. Definitely look like it bottomed here for its secondary bottom. It's got this trend line still brewing too as well, which has been holding. Looks like more to come from Alchemy Pay, and how much would that give you? About 51% gains to the target there for ACH, Alchemy Pay. Let's take a look at WELSH. All right. Corgi AI, which I got rid of early bird style, and this thing just continues to rip. I sold it right there and then it just continued to fly. Crazy. Wanted to consolidate a little more in here, right? Come down to the bottom of the pattern or break out on retest. I said these are the two. I'd get down here or I'd wait for it to retest. Look what it did. It retested the top of the pattern right there. That was the chance. Boom. This thing actually still looks hot again. And wow, will I look back and be like, wow, I would have had, 10 mil if I didn't sell this thing. But, only time will tell. I got in down here at the very beginning stages for this coin and sold when it hit a resistance right there. Previous resistance. I actually think I even sold right. Might have sold right there, honestly. Wow. Anyway, every time I look at it, it hurts, right? Because I didn't put a lot of money in there. $1,000. But it definitely would have been like $5,000 right now. But who cares? It is what it is. God will provide with me whatever God's supposed to provide. So I gave up on this angst of like what I would have, could have, should have done. Once I did that and I realized, once you go, I fell through a glass door, it was bleeding out my main, almost near my main artery, and it was everywhere. It was horrible. I've got a really bad scar here, right? If you can see that. And, once that happens to you, you kind of like a coin that you could have been in that goes up even $500,000. It's like, well, I'm not dead though. You know what I mean? Like it just put things in complete perspective for me. And I don't really stress the idea that I don't have something, like, all that I do stress is the fact that I have my life. Like, so I don't really stress the loss of material things. Yeah, I dress nice. You can see, this guy must be so material. He has all these clothes. He doesn't. But honestly, it's just part of the wardrobe, man. You know what I mean? It's just part of the incentive to live. It's just what I'm doing. Bitcoin struggling back again at 56,840. Not a good sign there for that long, right? Back below the 200 SMA. We don't want that. We don't want that. That's got to make some type of flag back to the upside here. Shoulder. Look, it's making the right. To me, though, you got, this is what you got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder brewing. And this is that, there's the money printer. This is kind of the cup and handle here. We should be getting the blast off to the upside at this right. This is that last kind of liquidity grab they do before the bigger pump to the upside. I could be wrong, but we've seen it many times so far. This is it. This is the strategy they use all the time. But we shall see. Back at 56,920 for Bitcoin. Back in the safe zone. All is well. I don't want to see those 8s and those 7s. Let's take a look at our baby Ethereum. And Ethereum was in a flag. I could see this flag break into the upside. It continued. We saw this flag break into the upside. My target was 28.50. Ethereum continued to go to 32.82. Beautiful pump for ETH. All right. Now remember, total 3 pumping, total 2 pumping. The whole market cap just doing damage. Look at our 5-day chart for Ethereum. Did it get above its 200 SMA? It did. Once you get above the 200 SMA on the 5-day chart, you are gone, and the Stokes were low. And look at Ethereum. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day candles, all green. 25 days of love for Ethereum. I mean, look at this. Let's look at everything here and just look at Ethereum by itself. We'll also look at ETH BTC in a second for you, just to do that juxtaposition. It's good to see. Whenever you're doing this, you go over, the weekly chart. I'm on the 5-day, but they're pretty much similar. Couple days difference, right? Literally. It's a couple days. It's a couple days, Jovi. It's a couple days, huh? What you talking? It's a couple days, eh? Hey, every time I shell it, wait. So look. Bounce, resistance. Key area is 24.85 for Ethereum. Ethereum, as Jason Casper, he may still say, I don't know. He also says Theta or Theta. It's called Theta, right? I love Jason, man. Check out Jason Casper. does live streams every single day going over Bitcoin. And he does live streams like me on YouTube. Rising wedges break up parabolically. Look, shoulder, head, kind of right shoulder action. Little flag. Once you got above the resistance, 2,500, you were gone, baby, gone. Ethereum got the move to the upside. Now we have resistance here at 35.95. And we have resistance right here where we're at about 33.43. So those are two levels that you would like to see ETH break back above. All right. Can we look at Dash? Looks low risk. You know, I've traded Dash. I own some Dash. It's on my ledger that I never look at from a long time ago. Bitcoin back at 57,070. Trade is back on, up 4%. And I double down. I want to triple down now. I want to go all full port. I want to go full port, friend. Master friend, I'm going full port. I can't take it anymore. I got to go all the way to the right. I'm going to risk 1,800 for 5,000. We're going to make this account double today. If it's the last thing I do, I have to do it. I have to pay the rent tonight. Shout out to 57,153 on the bump for Bitcoin. The trade is now up 5% and continuing to bang on them. What's our average there? 56,977. Not too shabby. I'll take it. I'll take it. Those numbers are flying with the beat. We got the liquidity above us that says we can easily get right here to 57,490. That slipped in there pretty, we got 58,000 and then we got 60K. We want 60K and we want it now. We want 60K and we want it now. We want 60K and we want it now. 57,200 for the pump for Bitcoin. A lot of people got left in the sauce right there, or they got afraid. I mean, that was a perfect entry. They scared you, They even got altcoins were probably the perfect time to buy right then. You may never get some of those altcoin prices again if Bitcoin does this, what it's about to do. And now we're already up 89 beans on the bean. And this is how you stay cool, calm, and collected while you're live streaming, no matter what's happening, even when you're down and out and the chart's about to bang on you. You say, hey, I'm not stopped out yet. Until I'm stopped out, I'm still in the trade, baby. Yeah. So, look, the weekly still has legs, in my humble opinion. May not be done yet here. Let's take a look at our 3-day chart for Ethereum. 3-day chart's a little high. Let's slap on the moving averages. The 21's a little far away. ETH will likely follow Bitcoin. I always say that. That's why I never really go over to ETH. But the levels to watch. The only thing about Bitcoin is the Bitcoin's looking really nice on the low. It's got a little more room to grow here than Ethereum. Let's look at our 22-hour time frame. Yeah, they're both interesting. Our 4-hour is our go-to. So look, the 4-hour says that ETH is going to have to pull back and go somewhat sideways here. So it says that it makes sense. If Bitcoin gets a huge pump, it's going to be the Bitcoin show, and ETH will go sideways. Then Bitcoin will go slow, and then ETH will take its pump up. So it looks like ETH is going to go sideways, and it may retest this level. We don't know if it's going to go up or down. This is the Twisted Sister. But to me, the 4-hour really can't pump until it interacts with the 21-day moving average. And I could be wrong, but that's what I'm seeing for Ethereum. I see sideways price action for ETH. And Bitcoin coming back down to 57,000. The volatility is insane today. A lot of chop, a lot of insanity, a lot of up and downs. They're playing around with the price action. They're playing around with your mind. All right? Don't stare at your trade. Set it and forget it. Leave your conviction to the charts. All right. So this is what I see for Ethereum. And the next move is 37.45. And it's got to break above the resistance at 3,600 beaneries. That's a beanery, yeah. A beanery is $1. It's a bean. I just call it a beanery. XTS travel space. Thing pumped up out of control to 11. I tried to get an order at 7. It didn't seem to hit. Came back down now. It's super low. It could be Adam and Eve double bottoming. Honestly, I'd be careful with this coin. Lower liquidity, low cap gem. Don't know anything about it really. Just, I don't know, not my cup of tea. I threw like $300 on it just to see what would happen. Like, that's kind of my... So, possible Adam and Eve double bottom. I don't know, though. You had actually something written about it, right? Let me see. And shout out to all the fan funding. Let's go over the fan funding right now. We got Crespo Crypto. Thank you so much. Lifer, let's go. Still in Seoul, short or long term? Long term, baby. Sam, God bless you and your family. Can we please check EGLD? We nailed that. Shout out to Ermin Dervisevec. We love you, man. Thank you. Celebrate the first super chat from Ermin. We love you. Thank you. Morning, Jesus Christ. Amen. Dogecoin TA, please, on the weekly and monthly if possible. Thank you. I looked at it on the bigger time frame. I didn't look at the weekly and the monthly. But, you know, it's likely to get to that target, and then we'll go from there. I'm trying to keep my pockets fat like opera singers. Shout out to Crespo Crypto. We love it. Hey, brother, can you do ACH? We nailed that one. Thank you, Kevin, Leon, and Edwin Donato for the $10 super chat. You've helped me become more confident in my trading. Turned 2K into 15K in the last 2 weeks. My family really appreciates all your work. Thank you, Crypto Lifer. Edwin Donato. Celebrate the first super chat on a live. Danny Gonzalez. Celebrate the 5th super chat on a live. $10. Good morning. Thank you, Sam. Good morning. Thank you to you. Can you check Welsh, please? We took a look at that. Can you take a look at ETH? We're looking at ETH now. Thank you for the class in the trading group. I'm looking at XDMXC. 30-minute, 1 hour and the 4 hours. See a descending triangle, but also a flag wedge. It looks pretty bearish to me, man. It looks like a descending triangle to me. I get how you see the wedge. If we got the wedge, we'd almost have to, like, cut off the head of the target, you know, like, which I've done. Like, it falls out, it comes back inside in a way, you know. But this is one of the worst coins, I think, to trade. And I could be wrong. Maybe it's hot. Maybe you've researched it, but I don't know. And I apologize if you found it. I was just looking at it as like a kind of like a, I don't know. I threw what I was willing to lose on it just to check it out. I don't have a lot of faith in this coin. But again, watch it double bottom and rip to the upside. Anything is possible. I don't know. But I see what you're seeing, man. Descending triangle, yeah. You're spot on. I mean, there's really nothing else we can look at it. But yeah. But at the same time, it's at the bottom. Like, how much lower can it go? It seems to have sold off all the way. It's like it can only go up from here. So there's a chance it does continue to move. You never know. I've been receiving many blessings since joining the 99. Thank you. Can you check out CELO? Many anticipating a big move this week, especially if we break $1. Thank you, Crespo Crypto. We'll take a look at that. What's the difference between stock and the RSI? One's just quicker, faster, and basically takes its information from the other. The Stoke takes its information from the RSI. All right. Let's take a look at CELO here. And shout out to Media Vibes with Goose. What's the difference? Okay, thank you. And shout out to Cody Griffin. We did Doge. We appreciate you. Love my life for life. Thank you for everything. Shout out to Master Friend. Shout out to Juan Ruiz. I'll be a part of the group. Part of the group. Trade if group. Can I be a part of the trade if group? I'd like to, yeah. Celebrate the first super chat from John Ruiz. Wow, a lot of super chats. I will like it. I got rug. I would love a membership just a few months away from possibly making this my full-time job. The trading group is the next step where I can afford it. It sounds like you could become a really good addition. I want to make sure someone's going to become an addition. I know you pay for it, but honestly, I think it's a privilege to be in the group, and I don't mean to be rude. Hey, Lifer, just got BOOKMAP. Do you think you could go over your settings in the PM BOOKMAP live stream? I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. You're spot on. Don't let me get in the way. Check out Ace Fusionist. Shout out to Brian Franco. Don't Savor. Master Friend. Again, we love you. Felipe Ramirez. Can we check out 404 Aliens now on MEXC? He said Trezor with Solana. All right, that scares me. Can we look at Dash? Neon, Cross-Chain, Ethan Solana. Yep, and celebrate the 10th super chat. All right, so we got a lot coming our way, everybody. And then who could forget Michael Pa with the $500 super chat. And the live stream is popping off today. It is out of control. $658 in chat revenue. 1,548 people here on the live. 734 likes. Rain don't stop. Let's take a look at our baby CELO. So just like Bitcoin's kind of incentivizing inside of this flag, CELO looks similar. And CELO looks like it is about to get a pretty nice pump on the 4-hour time frame. My TA alone, with the 21-day moving average and resetting on the stochastics, tells me that CELO is about to get a move to 122. So I see something brewing here for CELO that could do amazing damage. Once it gets above 97, I do see possibilities of a move. And it seems to have some nice supports here at about 90 as well. I like what CELO's doing, and I wouldn't be surprised. A little bit of bearish div there has me a little but if it can continue sideways here, I don't see why CELO can't get all the way to 122. Worth having on my radar and definitely setting an alert on too as well. This is on Mexi. Mexi is the place to be. They have every single coin you could ever think of. I don't know how they do it, but they do. From the big chip, blue chip, small chip, low chip, red chip, green chip, you name it, they got it. You name it, they got it. All right, back at that 57,134. Bitcoin getting strong, up 5%, $63 in the trade. Can we win this trade in front of y'all? Or do we have to post a gain at the end of the live? How is it already 11:56? It was just 11:04. This live stream is flying by. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Pretty crazy. And I just like what I'm seeing here so far. We're above the 200 SMA. Look, I showed you this flag. This flag did break out. Now you got this other little flag here. If you want to just keep trading small guy, small fry, small guy, you just keep going little by little, itty bitty, the itty bitty spider. All right. I don't know where I'm coming out. I guess, I have a baby coming. I'm guessing I'm getting a little baby talk on, but I do have a 3-year-old daughter and my wife is pregnant, everybody. We are pregnant and we are about 22 weeks pregnant right now as of just the other day, on our way to 23 weeks, and so we're basically halfway through the pregnancy, which I can't believe it, and I'm excited to see who this person's going to be. Each kid is so different and unique, and they look different and unique, and God makes such beautiful babies with me and my wife so far, so may they continue in that manner. But blessings on blessings to anyone experiencing the gift of birth in your home, or, your wife is pregnant, or, you just had a child, or even if you have young kids, just being around your family. These are the days. We're going to be 50, 60 years old, and you're going to look back when your kids are older on their way here and there. And I'm going to look back in these times like, remember then I was a dad and I had my kids with me. And I attempt to cherish and hold on to these times because I know they're going to go by so fast, but you can only do so much, right? With time, and like crazy. As you can see, price action's been funky, wonky today, but so far so good on the move. And if I have to bail out for a $50 win and bail out and never get, I bail out. Not saying I'm going to do that right now, but sometimes I do. I'll just leave this up with a flash close, and if I have to hit it, I hit it. And I'm out. It's all about defending the purse. I'd rather have 10 $36 wins and then a big $1,000 win than like 50 losses in a, you know what I mean? I like to take small wins or small losses and then, when you're dreaming for it every single time, it doesn't always happen. When you're a realist and you take what's in front of you, you tend to be in better shape over time. So stop dreaming when you're trading. All right? If you're saying, I hope it's going to go up all the time, oh man, when I see someone say, I hope, I get so bad. Not a lot of odd misses, gets on my nerves, and I'm usually in a good mood. But as a mentor, I love my students. And I am, you never watch like how a teacher like gets annoyed by their students. I love my students, but when I see my students say, I'm praying for it to go up, and I love to pray, don't get me wrong, but like, you don't drink and drive and then say, God, please get me home. You know what I mean? I pray I don't hit anything. I mean, I guess you pray anyway. I mean, you can always pray. I'm not saying, but like, you don't do the wrong thing and then pray to be protected. Like, you do the right thing and you say, dear Lord, thank you for helping me make. If you do drink, you're behind the wheel and you say, you know what, this isn't a good decision. I'm going to call my friend right now and get out of the car. And then you pray to God, you say, thank you, dear Lord, for helping me make this. Now, usually when you're drunk, you don't make the right decision. That's why I don't drink. All right? Hey, get you out of your seat there with a drum roll. But the point is, I mean, I just made a pretty good point, right? An oxymoron. You made a good decision when So, when you think about it. I like what I'm seeing here. This pennant now is looking pretty nice. The 1 minute is setting up for a nice bump to the upside above the 200 SMA. The 50 is coming for that golden cross. It's looking like we're about to get a move here for Bitcoin. And with the 15 minutes setting up, it says I could triple down here. I want to go full port. Risk the $2,000 for the $4,000 and just go all in, baby. I just want to do it, but that's you get that itchy finger. That'll be the one trade it will reverse right here. I'll make the biggest loss. I'll take the whole, and I'll lose bigger than I've ever lost on my portfolio ever. It's about little wins, chipping away and believing in yourself and knowing that there's always going to be another opportunity This is not the last opportunity that I can trade Bitcoin on. Whether it goes up or down, this will not be the last opportunity. There's going to be many more of these. See, when you live in scarcity, you make really dumb decisions because you make emotional decisions when you think there's nothing coming. So when they get you in a state of lack and scarcity and you be, I got to do this because it's not going to happen to me again. So this is it. I got to go full port right now. No, I'm just going to risk 500 for 800 or 300 for 900 or 100, 200 for 600, you know? And I'm going to chip away as I do. Now, look, we're having trouble. Like, we're not able to really get above this level. We just seem to be kind of playing games here. It's very important that the 1 minute maintain price action above the 200 SMA for this trade to pan out. As I multitask. So I like what I'm seeing for CELO. Let me continue here through these super chats. And there's so many. I love you all. You people are amazing. You people are absolutely amazing. Super chats, coins are closed. Thank you for saying that. So let's take a look at ACE, 404 Dash, and Neon. All right. And make sure we got them all. Did we get them all? So let's take a look at ACE, which is Fusion, here on the alt cam. Well, so what I like about it is it dumped nicely and then it consolidated round top, like rounded bottom, right? Rounded bottoms pay the bills. Kind of have this like cup and handle feel. And then you made, you know, this kind of falling wedge vibe and then you broke out of that. And now, I mean, I do see a flag here on the 4 hour and the 4 hour is bending, but I could see that pump. I'll look at the one. Usually when the 4 hour is bending, the 1 hour looks pretty good. It does. See, I've seen that many times. So I could see this pumping right now. This looks interesting on the 1 hour just because the 1 hour is very aggressive right now. I'd look at the 15 minute to see if it's overbought yet. It's a little too high now, but the 1 hour looks good. Suggests that you may not go lower than like this support and resistance flip you kind of got going on here. Previous resistance becomes support. You bounced off it right there. Yeah, I could see ACE getting up to 13.92 from 11. And again, it's high risk, high reward. It's probably got a pretty small market cap. I don't know anything about the coin. I'm not saying this is a long-term hold by any means, but the 1 hour looks like a pump is coming. I would watch the 15 minute. It may give a better entry at the bottom of the channel. But it should, even if it does reset, it should stay above the key level of support or resistance. Otherwise, the trade is moot, you know. So let's take a look here at 404. Oh, I forgot that. Whenever you do a number one, you got to hit the letter and then hit 404. What was it called again? 404A. Aliens. Yeah, 404 aliens. Okay. Wow. So it dumped all the way down to 93 and pumped. It's worth $100 a coin. Does it have a smaller supply? Let's take a look. 404A, another new coin you probably never heard about here. Every day you're going to find out about at least 2 to 3 new coins every day on this channel. Number one, that's what we do. Number two, you're going to find out new ways to trade because I'm going to teach you exactly my strategy and I don't hold back. Number three, I could be trading Bitcoin live like I am right now and giving you my actual Bitcoin trade, which I do almost every single day. I provide as much value. I looked at all the other live streams out there and I said, how can I give you the most value in 2 hours? How can I empower you to feel good about yourself? How can I fill you with positive energy? How can I talk sternly, confidently, and keep you moving? And how can I give you some music to kind of get you on, get you going, get you energized? And then how can I also teach you at the same time, find new coins with you, and just go on a journey together? Like, you're also on my journey every 2 hours. This is a journey online to see what we find, to see what happens, to see what the market can give us. And we take what the market can give us. All right? And so I'm excited to be here with each and every one of you. I'm happy to be here without each and every one of you, and this is an amazing journey. And so that's kind of what we do. So 404 Aliens, a new coin here. Yeah, total supply is 10,000. That's why whenever I see a coin that's like really small or it just comes out and it's $100, I usually can figure out that it has a small supply. And I was able to figure this out, right? That's deduction, right? I was deducing 10%, 10,000 404A coins. So it tells me, hey man, this thing is scarce. All right, and they say the whole supply is out already. Fully diluted is 1 point, and it's only got a $1 million market cap, and there's only 10,000 of these coins. It tells me if I put $500 in this, what's the worst that could happen? Also, this is an Adam and Eve, right? And these things pump hard, so I see an Adam and Eve double bottom in this thing, and they're known to move up like this. So this is interesting to me, you know? I would put in what I'm willing to lose in this. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what it does. I don't know much about it. I do know of all the coins I've ever looked at, it has one of the small supplies. I know it seems to have some incentive. It bounced from 90 to 116. It's up almost 25%. Seems to be pretty interesting. And I would still just put what I'm willing to lose and walk away. Bitcoin really wants that 57.5 and then 58,000. And I would not be surprised if we go to 60K here and we make the big one. We get the big one, baby. We get the big one today, baby. We get the big one. Charts are actually starting to break out now, finally. That's starting to really look like a clean breakout for Bitcoin. 51.95, we're back at 88, up 7% on the trade. We've doubled down now. Do we quadruple down? Do we triple down? Let me see what the risk is. I always got to check my risk. So you're risking 155 on one. You're risking 288 on another. It's a pretty heavy risk. I mean, I lose that trade, I'm losing dang near over $530. All right. That's more than 10% of the $5,800 portfolio. I trade this portfolio as if it was my last $5,000. I teach you guys this. All right. This is the point. And so if I were to go full port and get hit off, if I go full port and I end up losing 2,000, I'm going to be down to $3,000 of my $5,000. Can I mentally handle being down that hard? That's what you got to ask yourself when you go to, whenever I risk something, I say, would I be able to handle that loss and bounce back and continue to trade through? Now we're back up the most we've ever been, up $100 in the trade. Good thing we did double down when we did. Otherwise, we would have had a lower average, a lighter trade and a lower average. Bitcoin really starting to get that move now at 57,238. And again, it's another trade that I put out publicly that is not in the loss. I'm consistently showing you guys how to make gains every single day on this channel without fail. Without fail. So I like this Adam and Eve double bottom. I wouldn't be surprised if we see this at 195 and it doubles. It's got a very small supply. To me, that tells me it's probably something I want to be grabbing a piece of. I'll do a little more research on this thing, but if it makes a flag on a smaller time frame like the 15 and it shows signs of life here, something like this, then I may be wanting to get down into this. I could see myself wanting to buy a piece of the pie here. So yeah, 404 Aliens could be the one. And I guess is it a 404 ERC20? That's what I'm guessing what it is. And this is like some type of bridged asset to it. Like, that you can trade on. That's what I'm guessing. Let me make sure, right? Who knows, right? I'm just going off the top. Welcome to Area 404, like Area 51. I love it. Members only, Uniswap, Chart, OpenSea. And look, you don't got to go to Uniswap and pay those high ETH fees. You can get it for 0 fees on MEXC. That's why I love MEXC. 0 fees, man. All right. I bet it has high incentive to stake, a home digital wallet. Anyway, I didn't want to connect immediately because I wanted to show you guys, do your research before you connect to anything, right? But I know, it did come from CoinMarketCap, which you hope. But still, you never know. Always be careful. I just wanted to see what was the AP. I can't see what the APR is, or APY, right? Also, I staked my S fund I did it for the big 280 days. I went all the way. Was that a bad idea? I staked my S fund for 280 days. You know, I went for the big multiple. Did you guys stake S fund? And if you did you do it for as long as I did? I just want to find out if you did stake your S fund. All right. So far, so good in the Bitcoin trade. We've been battling it the whole time. Can you do a quick SUI check? It defended the 4-hour 200 might get spicy. Nice. Let's take a look at Dash and Neon. Well, we said no more super chats. We're on our way out, so I apologize. But maybe I could do a quick check. So Dash, a coin that I've traded on and off throughout the years, really liked. It was $1,200 a coin at one point, from my memory's sake. And you're thinking, low, you know, it's beat down so bad, what's the worst that can happen, right? It's like, now it has some bullish divergence kind of on the weekly there, right? It's got a resistance. It also has a privacy aspect, which, you know, I used to love this coin. It was the first one to have like real commercials that were like, I think could actually get mainstream. And I got excited about that when I first saw it. I waited for Dash to give 38, but likely it's going to pump to that 200 SMA. You know how you do that. I can see the 4-hour pump into the 200 SMA. It's a little overbought now, though. Bit of a double bottom. Your daily did just get back above the 200 SMA, which is a good sign. And you had this cup and handle, and you broke on out. So you just want Dash to kind of make a flag on the 4-hour if you really want to get into this thing. So I'd flag out the 4-hour like so, and just make sure it never goes back below 30. And as long as it flags out and doesn't go below 30, it's likely a buy and get up to 38. But again, it's not my coin anymore. It's sad. And there's a bit of an Adam and Eve here. That's an Adam and Eve double bottom, too. That's likely going to go up 40%. And then you got the high volume node there, and you're going to fall through the point of control. So, yeah, it's telling me you're likely getting to about 38 from 31. But I think there's way better trades out there. Probably won't look at that again in a long time. But, you know, Crypto Plumber, I love you, man. Whatever you think. God bless you, brother. Never want to put down one of your thoughts or ideas. For me, I don't think that's the trade, you know. Neon EVM just came out, and it was the hottest thing since sliced bread. Everyone told you it was going to be the greatest, and it just dumped, right? And now people are wondering, well, why did I buy into this hype? What kind of crud coin is this? Everything else is up huge. It'll have its day, I humbly agree. And it's kind of building what I see as an Adam and Eve. Sometimes the Adam is lower than the Eve, or the Eve is, you know. Look for this to consolidate and tight, and it'll likely head back to its higher area there. But again, only time will tell, and you got to believe in this project if it's what you really want to get into. Okay. Wise guy over here. Yeah. There's the sliced bread over here. Shout out to the 1,421 people here on the live. Let's do the quick SUI check, and I'm out of here. You're lucky you got it. We love you. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the love. So, yeah, the 4 hours bouncing on the 200 SMA. But, again, I had it in the Twisted Sister, right? And I see Cetus doing big things. So, I'm still in Cetus over the SUI idea here. I would love to see SUI bounce and do this. It could be bouncing here. There is support or resistance. I like what I'm seeing. However, you know, I guess you could go small ball here on that fib and say, yeah, we are at the 7862. So, you know, let's look for that bounce. If my 1 hour it wants to move on the Stokes, I like that. We could get a bounce here. This could be a perfect time to enter SUI. It really could. I'm personally like more risk adverse, meaning I don't always like to get the exact place. If I'm dollar cost averaging and I love this, I'm buying it all. So what I love, when I know I have a long-term hold, I buy the blood in the streets. Like, I'm so good at buying a long-term hold, blood in the street buys. But if I'm swing trading, I wait for price action to get above like 171 first. All right. I don't like Pi. I think it's the worst thing in the world. PI, yeah. I think it's some type of tracking device on your phone. I would trash. And again, I don't mean to FUD them. Who knows? Maybe they're trying to do good adoption for the space. And my opinion, I'm not into it. But again, that's just me, right? I don't know, right? So JASMY looks ready for just more consolidation, right? People ask me, like, what do you think about JASMY? I'm like, well, watch this thing consolidate, right? It had a nice pump, and now and honestly, so far, so good with this consolidation. So let's take a look. For me, it definitely chose more sideways price action, which is a really good incentive. Wow, I see it getting to that next target at 2.8. So I don't see why JASMY won't pump again. It looks that looks beautiful to me. Like, that's the definition of a bull pennant. So anything could happen, but I could see JASMY doing numbers, 91% gains for JASMY. And again, just the TA. I don't own the coin. You know, I'm not like, oh, like there's no reason but the technical analysis that I'm looking at JASMY. That structure right there, that you see that anywhere on any, from your, you know, from Forex to the stock market, that's a beautiful market structure that could give you a nice pump to the upside, right? So everybody, I hate to leave you, but I got to. All right, we'll take a look at ONDO, and then we're out of here for the day. ONDO was hot. I liked it, especially it was on Coinbase, and they had a good story. Like, they sold a good story to me when I read, like, their, you know, basically their book. And they were just sitting down here on August 12th at about 24 cents, and they've already doubled up to 44 cents for ONDO. So, and some people were even getting it on the low at like 9 cents, right? So that's a 5x to 44 already. And if you see what I see for ONDO, I mean, I don't see why this, I just see this thing making a big pump soon. It may have kind of come up and come down like Bitcoin did, but I still see ONDO getting to 60 cents pretty fast. And that's a 37% gain. I'd at least keep an alert on it, and I'd keep it on my radar. ONDO on the 1 hour is looking for 60 cents. 60 cent ONDO looks likely to me. And that's in an ascending triangle. An ascending triangle has a 68% chance of a break to the upside. That's something that I'm paying attention to and looking at. All right. And yes. All right. And that is ONDO in the ascending triangle. All right. Live for 100K, would you put in the coin or one of the ETFs? This IRA, so I have to stick to the stocks. Honestly, I would never tell you what to do with your money, man. I am not a financial advisor, brother. You got to do whatever makes you happy, right? It's got to make sense to you, okay? It's got to make sense to you. I'm in Mara, all right? So that's what I'm doing, you know. And then coin was in, you could have gotten coin at 60 cents back here when it came out last May. A year from now, it's already up dang near, you know, a 3x. Pretty awesome for coin, right? Look, there's a cup and a handle too. Like, and I talk about this all the time, the Sammy cup and handy. And you know it's going to follow Bitcoin, and they got high. They make a lot of money. Coin on the way to 255. And to me, it's like too late to buy. Like, I'd either get coin at 50, 60 bucks, or I wouldn't get it, right? I mean, it's gone. $34 even was a good price. Look at that on the low in December. A year and a half ago now. I see coin headed up to 254. What about the handle formation? Anything that invalidates it? Not really, no. I don't know what that means, but like the handle could go lower. You don't want to lose a 200 SMA on like a 4 hour, even if the handle's there. All right. So RIVN got pounded for whatever reason, huh? Wow. So RIVN's down in the dumps. Might be something. Let's take a look at the weekly. I like buying things when they're beat up on the weekly and there's a good bullish div. I don't know if I see these cars out there. Do you guys believe in the company is the question. RIVN is extremely undervalued if you think, you know, but for whatever reason, it's getting a lot of bad press, right? It just came out in November of 2021, and it's been getting sold ever since. It could still go into a downtrend. Like, who's to say it won't continue to dump? It is oversold in the weekly. The last move we had from 15 with the 24. Could you get 9 up to 18? You know, I don't know. And so here we stood. I'm up about the most we've been in the trade, right? $100, $107. And yeah, that looks like a pretty clean breakout to the upside now, finally getting above these key levels. Really want to see Bitcoin get above 57,431, though. It does that, we can get our moonshot to the upside and really blast. And that's kind of what we're looking for here for Bitcoin, all right? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I would love, all right? Pepe, Bob, Bonk, crazy. I mean, let's take a look at our baby Pepe. There's the breakout of this flag too, though, and another little flag continuing. And now we stayed above the 200 SMA. That was a good sign to get locked and loaded into the trade. All right. 57,180 for Bitcoin. Who was that? No, I'm not done yet. Wow, Pepe with a massive move. Wow, it was, that's insane. That's pretty, and look, shoulder. It's just crazy, right? And we drew it here at the 786. Talked about a reversal. My move to Pepe was 1691. I just look at what the target, the charts are like almost never wrong. It's so strange. Like, it's so weird. And you can see, like, there was a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder that should break to the upside. I still hold my Pepe, and can you believe Pepe? We got into Pepe down here. So if you held Pepe since we got in, you're still in massive gains. I sold all my Pepe up at the top on Wendy O's show. It will be documented forever, the day of my dad's wake. I'll always remember it. But look, once Pepe got above resistance, it flew hard. And I definitely think Pepe's the one to know. Like, I believe we'll look down at these charts. Pepe will be somewhere here, and we'll laugh at these levels where we're at now. I think Pepe can do some serious numbers and get into like billions of dollars in market cap and really extend itself. The daily getting huge. Let's see if what we're seeing here on the smaller time frames. So you can see Pepe breaking out now on the in the 33-minute time frame, and that even has more legs to me. I'd be cautious chasing, but you know, if you're in Pepe, congratulations. I'm not saying I gave a perfect Pepe call, but when someone asked about it, I clearly had the 786 marked. A bit of a cup and handle there. And Pepe, looking at the 1 hour for you. The 1 hour is resetting inside this flag and actually boosting. This looks like the 1 hour is about to pump really hard. It looks like the whole market could explode. Look, 977 here. From where we're at now, I could see another 32%. The next target would be 3167 for Pepe. All right. Wow, Pepe banging on him. That's crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to the 1,245 people here on the live. I'm back. You want to know if we can look at SEI? You sexy guy. You funny. It just rhymes, right? Yeah. Now, you know, I've made my first ad into SEI. And it's looking like it's going to go parabolic, man. It really is. Like, everything is setting up for some massive moves. Now, if it dumps, it dumps, but this is looking like a parabolic move is coming. SEI looks like it's about to blast to the universe. Honestly, the daily looks amazing. The 4 hour needs to come on down, and the 1 hour looks all right. The 4 hour could give us one better price action here, maybe one more time. Now, what's the bearish tones if we lose the 200 SMA on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and if we lose this trend line? You don't want to see SEI below 76. That means something's going on, you know. Shout out to Ivan Hernandez. Shout out to everybody here. Is that Ivan on tech? No. You said classic cars are struggling? Because of Bitcoin, maybe, right? Electric cars are struggling, said Jamal Antonio. Yeah, that didn't look good, right? Now, is BONK doing numbers? Is this like a mech seat? Is wow, BONK, even BONK is up a bit. Not amazing, though. I'll show you something that's interesting, though. BONK is doing just what Pepe just did. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, that's an inverted head and shoulder. There's your neckline, and that should break to the upside, right? Funny, I've been playing a snake video in the background the whole entire time I've been streaming. A short has been going. Funny. I was wondering what that sound was. You guys might have heard it. It sounded like keys in the background. It's been going the whole time. Dude, BONK is in an inverted head and shoulder. They break out 68% of the time. So if you just blindly believe in TA, then there's a blind move there to the upside. All right. That's how this works. But you got to believe. All right. But that's an inverted head and shoulder on BONK. Now, we just had it on PEPE. So it's interesting. Like PEPE just did it. See, there it is. It's the inverted head and shoulder. And PEPE exploded just like BONK very well may. Same idea here. All right. Pretty interesting. I love to teach and I love to share knowledge. It's my dream. So like it's hard for me to leave the stream a lot because I'm doing what I love to do. Up. Rejection at 57,187. They're making this hard, man. They're making this trade harder than it needs to be for me. But they did break us. That was such a good bear trap, man. They got them. They got them good there. But now they're making a bull trap. Are they going to get me good there? I'm open-minded that they're always trying to get somebody. That's the key. If you think they're always trying to get someone, then hopefully they won't get you. But if you don't think they're getting anyone, then you're probably the one getting got. Right. If you don't know who the mark is, it's likely you. All right. If you don't know who the mark is, it's probably you. And there's so many coins I could go over today that are hot, that are looking amazing. But I'm going to keep it to the trading group, man. I posted a lot of stuff. You guys are coming? You're coming to take the stream over, huh? Okay. Sand is about to pump hard on the bigger time frames. Look at your 3-day chart for sand. Or actually the daily chart. The daily chart for sand says it's on its way to 91. It's just getting started for a bigger move. Cup and handle. That's a shoulder ahead and a right shoulder. PEPE just did it. Is PEPE telling us a story? The DXY, we want to see it dumping on this right shoulder. So far, so good. We got the red candles. We're making the right shoulder. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. If this makes that right shoulder and we get the dump like we want, we're going to get this move all the way down here. And that's going to be a massive pump for these altcoins into April of 2024. But even, it's kind of crazy how that could happen in the next 2 months. I just usually the dollar dumps when, like, this was the rally. This was the 2017 rally. This is the 2020 rally. We've already dumped enough for the entire rally to happen. And it's only been October. You know what I mean? It's been through half a bear market. What's interesting is the dollar going to dump worse than it ever has in any of the rallies ever in history and finally really let go. And because if we get this leg here, I just don't, and that rally ends here in June, the dollar's going to have to bounce at one point, right? So either the dollar goes all the way down here to like 75 and we get the biggest rally of our lives, or we're going to get some type of rally that's going to get paused when the dollar bounces again, and then we get a dump. It just, look, I mean, this was the last bull market. You see what I'm saying? The dollar dumped. So like, I just don't see how it's sustainable compared to the last times, unless this is just some kind of rally that's out of control. But I just got to warn you guys, like, it's just, that doesn't look sustainable, right? For how much more we could get a dump on the DXY. I could be wrong. I'm just someone that tries to show you guys things in a different light. I think you're going to start seeing a lot of coins just go out of control. A lot of people made a lot of money in the other coins, and they're ripping. Look, there's kind of a shoulder ahead. It's the lobster call, but look, that's a cup and handle. I'm in Gala right now too, but Gala's struggling. It needs to really breach this and then make that big pump back to 6 cents. All right. Bitcoin Zodiac, shout out to you, man. When do you invalidate the Bitcoin long? If we lose this trend line, bearishly retest it, or technically if we close a candle below, a 4-hour candle below 56,681. Yeah. Otherwise, to me, we're kind of like still in some type of incentive long here too, like this. Makes me want to still stay in, we can continue to just go sideways here. Staying above the 200 SMA too. If the 1 minute loses the 200 SMA, that'll give me caution to start to be like, okay. So that'll be the first thing I'm looking at. So I watch the 1 minute. What I want to see here is this beautiful move here. Shoulder. Look at this. I got it. Shoulder. And thanks for staying late because I wouldn't have seen this. So I'm looking for that right shoulder and for the massive pump to the upside. That's my projection for Bitcoin. All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Hoo-ha. Sammy Hua. On Osmo is going nuts. Wow. Sammy Hua. Interesting. Love your streams. I'm going backward playing old streams so I can learn as much as possible. Thank you. Wow, that's a good idea. I just sold my bag because the tokenomics are awful. You know what? I may sell it too and get into something hotter. I really will. I may buy Kazuna with my Gala bag. I think that might be a good idea. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. And I'm out for the day. An amazing live stream. You guys brought it like you do every single day. And stay blessed. Stay amazing. Bitcoin 57,000 today. Come on now. We're at 57,000 right now as we speak. Bitcoin at 57K, baby. These are the days to be alive. These are the days. I love you all. Be safe. And I'll see you on the next live stream. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the stream, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life.